What's up, everybody? This your boy DJ, aka DJ the Kid, and you are now tuned in with another episode of The Movement Mic, where the rhythm meets the real talk. This isn't just another dance podcast. It's the go-to podcast where dancers are heard, empowered, and inspired. We keep it real, we keep it raw, and we keep it right on tempo, talking about everything that matters in our industry. Career moves, the culture, and just the fight for a better future. So whether you're in the studio or on stage or just vibing out, this is your mic, your movement. But before we dive in, dance family, please show your love and support. Stay locked in with us. Like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Movement Mic on all platforms, actually. Instagram, TikTok, at The Movement Mic. Again, this is your mic, your movement. Let's go. Today on The Movement Mic, we got one of the smoothest, most innovative movement artists to ever touch a stage. Someone who took a dance style born on the streets of Memphis and moved it into concert halls, Super Bowls, films, fashion houses, and global culture. A true original who doesn't just dance, he becomes it. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just pure movement, vision, and longevity. Ladies and gentlemen, dance family, I would like to welcome my guest, Mr. Charles Riley, aka Lil Buck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in the building.
Yes,
I'm in the building. What's good?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Lil Buck.
It's live. We made it happen.
Thank you, man. I just now that we in here,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, we had to go through a whole bunch of stuff before we even get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time out to be on my platform, to show love and to share information. Like we briefly talked about, my platform is basically just, like I said, very much in my intro, just bringing artists on and showing the superstar in them, you know, really bigging them up, really showing like all their accomplishments. I just want to make dance a bigger and better, like a space for the community. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm in support, man. I'm in support of whoever is giving a voice to the movement and to the people behind the movement. You know what I'm saying? Because we tend, you know, everybody knows we speak with our body.
Indeed.
But a lot of people don't get to know how we really feeling. You know what I'm saying? As far as like,
for real. And that was like,
what's really going on?
That's another reason. Like, you know, like you said, we speak with our body. So I really want to give dancers a platform to really speak their minds. And you are a well-established artist in this business. And first of all, let's actually talk about the reason why you're here in Denver. Shout out to Cleo Parker Robinson. She just opened up a new building, Healing Center for the Arts. And Lil Buck is here. Well, I don't want to ruin it. I'm gonna let you talk about why you out here and doing your thing.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to Cleo Parker Robinson for the show.
Indeed.
I'm here working with you guys, man. I've known Cleo. Yes. We met in New York before, but then we recently met at this past dance festival that happens in Vail. So every year I'm a part of this international dance festival. It's the Vail International Dance Festival.
Yeah.
They have
absolutely.
And the artistic director of that festival is Damian Wetzel. He's the current president of Juilliard.
Oh, nice.
Juilliard School right now. And he's the one who actually linked me with Yo-Yo Ma. And that's
okay.
So we're gonna talk about that later.
We're gonna talk about that later. Don't get into it just yet.
But yeah, so that's that connection. That's how that connection happened with me and Cleo. I was talking to I don't know if you know Skip, man, Gordon. One of the Gordon's, aka Skip. He's one of the guys who actually were supporting Cleo behind getting the institution.
Okay. The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's one of the many support systems that she had.
Indeed.
And I knew Skip for a while up there in Vail. So I was speaking with him and we was rapping about just like what I'm doing with my foundation that we'll talk about too.
Absolutely.
In this, but what I'm doing with my foundation back in Memphis. And he was like, man, you should really talk to Cleo because what it sounds like you're trying to do, she's doing that right now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? For Denver. And I was like, that's amazing. And I've known about Cleo Parker before, like with her work with, oh my God, my brain.
No, it's okay.
No,
we got a little bit of time. We got
time. But why am I tripping? It's embarrassing. We're going to cut this part. No, oh my God, my brain.
No, it's okay.
The chocolate nutcracker.
Okay. Debbie Allen.
Debbie freaking out.
Okay, yeah. That's
let's bring it back. Let's put it back.
Yeah,
We like.
I
gotta
actually said in a most recent interview that Debbie Allen is like one of my biggest inspirations.
Nah,
like,
man, for real.
Yeah.
Same,
For
real.
sure. She does everything that I kind of want to do.
Forgive me, y'all. I've been doing a lot.
No, that's okay. Yeah. And he really has. That's no cap. He really has been doing.
But shouts out to Debbie Allen. But I've known about their work, together. I mean, they've done work before together, and so like I've known the name. And then when I finally got to meet her in New York and then meet her again in Vail, and she told me about what she's doing with opening up her facility, I was just like. Tell me how I could be a part of it.
For sure.
Because what she's, it's in direct lineage of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And with what I'm all about.
And when you talk about what you're doing, you're speaking of your organization, right?
Yeah, I'm speaking of my organization and just what I'm about. Just creating opportunity for other people to be able to shine. And,
sorry, guys. I don't want to be on here with Jack.
Man, same. I'm be drinking a lot of this water. All right. Let's believe that. But I mean, it's in direct alignment with like what I'm about and my goals, and I'm forever a student. So,
I like it.
I'm here to learn as much as possible.
For sure.
Cleo, get to know her better as a person and what she's done, and it's been a great experience just getting to know just the lineage of her work and what she's been striving for, from having a studio in the church.
Absolutely.
For what, 50 years?
No, 50.
Over 30 years, about 50 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
50.
Yeah, having
I don't want to
it
get
in
it
that
wrong.
location.
55, I want to say.
Yeah, having it in that location and finally being able to see the fruition of her dreams, come to fruition, as far as like having her own facility that's her own modernized facility.
Yeah.
And having it, right there connected with her old location. I think that's even more beautiful. So like, it's just been an inspiring trip, man. And get to know y'all, working with y'all.
Yeah, I just wanted to tag along on that. I just wanted to say that you are choreographing, Lil Buck is choreographing a beautiful piece, a piece that I'm having so much fun in the process. And I heard through the grapevine that I think we're supposed to be doing it, or are you supposed to be coming
for the
back?
spring?
Yeah, for the spring. Is that?
Y'all got some. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay,
y'all got
cool.
some
Okay,
coming up
cool.
in the spring, and it's not done. This was the process.
Yeah.
So like, we got a lot done though, because y'all are just such great movers and y'all learn so fast.
I love it.
But yeah, I'm coming back in April, I
Nice.
believe, to like kind of finish polishing everything. But
Yes.
for right now, it's looking
hope-
good, man. Y'all killing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into you for a little bit, because we kind of on a time limit. And I'm just kidding. We ain't on a time limit.
We good.
But yeah, we good. But I just want to start off. Let's start off with some foundational work. I really want the audience to really know who you are. And that was another, you got a resume. Let me just point that out. Like, I did my research. Like I told you, I had to do my research on you. You have been
I'm older than I was.
Man, you have done some stuff, bro. You have done some stuff. But before we get into it, I got a little excited because, like, as I'm going through my prompt, I'm kind of thinking of all the points I kind of want to hit before we get out of here. But
Yeah.
take us back to Memphis. Can you tell me a little bit, what was it like growing up in Memphis? Like, what's your household like? What was you like as a kid?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Growing up in Memphis was, it was everything, man.
Yeah.
And when I say everything, I mean, I experienced everything a kid from the hood.
It's okay. Yeah,
South
yeah.
Memphis would experience.
Yeah.
It's supposed to experience. But like,
Yeah, take
but
us
yeah,
back. Take
it
us
was
back
dope,
to
man.
young,
So yeah, young
Lil
Buck.
Buck. Yeah, young Buck.
Yeah, so like when I was growing up in Memphis, I grew up, I was born in Chicago.
Okay.
And my mom moved to Memphis when I was very young age, probably like 6 years old or something like that. And then
Yeah.
I was raised out there. So I got family both in Chicago and in Memphis.
Indeed.
So I pretty much practically know Memphis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so growing up in Memphis, I was always a dancer. I always enjoyed dancing. Like, we grew up poor. Like, I grew up in my mom's, actually my grandmother's basement. You know what I'm saying? My family used to live in my grandmother's basement. And what kept me happy and what kept me and one of my older sisters, Stephanie Moore.
How many siblings you got?
I got 2 older sisters,
Okay.
1 younger brother on my mom's side, and I got 3 younger sisters on my dad's side.
Okay.
It's a whole crazy story.
Nah, it's okay.
But yeah, I like to say I'm the laundromat kid. My parents met at a wild time in their lives, and they met at a laundromat in Chicago. And they just hit it off, and I was born.
For sure.
But yeah, dance just was something that kept me and my sister happy because we didn't have a lot, you know.
Would you say that your older sister was like maybe somewhat of an inspiration for you to
She was definitely an inspiration.
Because I think I actually read that somewhere that your
Yeah.
sister was like kind of maybe like the person to kind of get you.
She was
game a little
with
bit. Okay,
Jookin
can
too.
you talk about that a little bit?
So yeah, so growing up in Memphis, like I've always been dancing as a little kid because my sister, she was actually the captain of a majorette squad out there in Memphis, Tennessee.
Shout out sis.
Yeah,
Shout out
and you
sis.
know, so she did the baton, she did all of that, and so I would always come see her perform at the school at her jamborees and stuff like that, and then we just had a shared like experience with just Michael Jackson and growing up around like, watching Michael Jackson.
We could talk about Michael Jackson all day. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
so like Michael Jackson was a huge part of like, you know, me and my sister just staying happy with dance because we got just watching him dance made us just like light up. You know what I'm saying?
I know the feeling.
And my parents knew that, and we would get a hold of these VHS tapes of his tours and stuff like that, and just like try to learn the choreography from just watching these tapes.
And how old would you say you were around this time?
Man, I'm probably like
6, 7.
around 7, 8 years old.
Okay.
Like that. And yeah, that's what just kept us happy. And then just so dance in general, I didn't take it serious until I was 13.
Okay.
But like the environment of Memphis during that time was like, you know, I'm a kid, so I don't know what I didn't know what I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? At some point, like, I mean, I knew at a very young age we were poor, and you know, and I had people around me that had more things and got to have more, you know, privileges and things like that. But like, I was always a happy kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was just me.
Never
like,
let your circumstances.
yeah,
determine.
exactly. Like even as a youngin', like I always like, you know, I grabbed and held tight those things that brought me joy. You know what I mean? And that was my mom, that was my sisters, that was my younger brother when he was finally born.
For sure.
And
besides you and your sisters, does any of your other siblings dance?
my 3 younger sisters on my dad's side, they don't dance. No, it was just me and my sister.
Okay, for
It
sure.
was just me and my one sister, my second oldest sister, Stephanie.
Now, when you say that you decide you started to take it seriously when you were 13.
Yeah.
What does that look like? What does that mean when you say you decided to take it seriously?
Man, because that was the first time I've actually seen Memphis Jookin.
Okay.
Like done in like from a real person who do it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, for sure.
like you know, I grew up, like I said, growing up in Memphis, it was kind of hard. It was tough to, you know, get along and make friends and stuff like that because it was always, I don't know if you heard that song, if you ain't from my hood, you can get from around here, that Project Pat song.
Nah.
Yeah.
Maybe I have. If I hear
If you hear it,
yeah,
man.
if I hear it, I
But
probably
it's pretty much like that. You know what I'm saying? So like me being that person that was, you know, born in Chicago, it was like, it was hard to like, you know, kind of navigate and like have friends in Memphis, things like that, because it was always like, if I don't know you, I ain't messing with you, you know, type of vibe. So I had to earn that. And
That's very much a Southern culture, I feel like.
yeah, exactly. You know, when you live in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like we did, like you gotta wear armor. You gotta have this armor on every day. So that's what that so that's how it was. That's how the state of Memphis was at that time. Like it, but it's also, you experienced that beautiful side of like that Southern hospitality, and people just, you know what I'm saying? If they like you, they like you. They rock with you.
So check this out. Let me ask you a question. Before, okay, so I'm getting a little bit of like what your childhood looks like and how dance kind of came into your life. Before Michael Jackson and like before you decided to take it seriously, what did you think your life looked like before dance?
You know what's wild? I used to draw a lot.
Okay,
I
so
used
you
to
was
be
always an artist.
Yeah, so like I grew up, you know, and I just started drawing people. That's something that made me happy. Like I was an anime kid too, so I grew up watching anime a lot.
For sure.
Watching Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that. And I used to just draw like Dragon Ball Z pictures and stuff,
sure.
and I used to sell them. So like,
Early hustle.
no, it was crazy. Shout out to my English teacher. I forgot your name. I'm not good with names. But shout out to my English teacher. I should remember her name. But like, she used to laminate my drawings when I was
dope.
because she used to think I was so good that she was like, you need to laminate these so they won't get messed up.
Dope.
Because I just had a whole folder full of just raw drawings, and she saw them and was like, this is incredible. So she would just start laminating my photos for me and just telling me to sign them at the bottom. So like I would
blow up.
That's what I was doing, man. I was an artist. I thought I was gonna be an artist. My parents at one point had this, it was this commercial that came on TV that like you can take this artist test or something like that. They had them, and then like I applied for it and they sent it in the mail and I did the drawing. And the guy came to my house and was like, yo, this is tight, and he gave me another. So I really thought I was gonna be an artist, you know, for a long time. And then, like I said, when I was 13, I started, you know, my sister actually introduced me to Memphis Jookin. So she was in high school. It was like her first year of high school.
I was just about to ask you, like, when did you first encounter
it was like
Memphis Jookin?
So it was like, I think I was in middle school at some point, and my sister was in high school. So like we used to get out of school. I think they got out of school. I think we got out of school a little earlier than them. But I remember her coming home one day, and she was like, my family used to call me Chuck. You know, Charles. My name is Charles, so like Chuck is short for Charles.
My stepdad name Chuck.
Yeah. All y'all can call me Buck. Y'all can't call me Chuck.
It's Lil
Anyways,
Buck to the rest of the
Lil
world.
Buck. It's Lil Buck, y'all. But
just to be clear.
Yeah, but I remember my sister coming home from school, and she was just being like, hey Chuck, I want to show you this dance. It's called Jookin. It's bumping. It's da. And I was like, what? And then she showed me my first Jookin routine. And it was to a 6 Mafia song, and it was in the living room, and I just had so much fun doing it. Where I was like, "This is dope." And but that was my first introduction to it. I never really seen it, like it never really just popped out to me in Memphis.
Yeah,
because we was just like, you know, we were just trying to figure out how to survive. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
like,
love, right?
I never really paid attention to it like that. But after she showed me that routine, it started to become, you know how like you see us, you know. You got a favorite car, you know what I'm saying, and you like, oh, I want this car. Then you just start seeing it on the streets or something like that, and it just becomes like right there in your side of vision. You just notice it now, all of a sudden, all around you. That's how it was. She showed me Memphis Jookin, and then after that, I started seeing it in the parking lots. I started seeing it all over the place, like places I would hang out at.
That kind of brings me to my next question. Like, what about the style? I guess I should say, kind of spoke to you and made you kind of want to do it. I know your sister you said she brought home the dance, but what was it about that kind of particular? Because not everybody can do that.
Well, it was the music that was attached to it, and it was basically the struggle, man. It was the struggle of the music that was moving the movement. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it. You can see people's lives behind they dancing. You know what I mean? Especially with Jookin. Like Jookin was just about getting that. I mean, I don't know if it's PG-13, PG.
That's cool. It's cool.
But it's about getting that shit off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like your whole day, everything you went through is getting that trauma off through dance and through movement and releasing it in a way where you ain't finna go do something else. You know what I'm saying? That's keep you from doing something else or something bad to somebody. You know what I mean? It was just like, so it was really coming from that. It really came from that world, and the music that it spawned from was something that I could relate to, and it was just relatable. Like they were making musics, I mean, you know, groups like 6 Mafia and 8Ball and MJG and Yo Gotti and you know, these producers that made the beats for it, like DJ Squeaky and DJ Zerk and DJ Spanish Fly, all these guys, they were making music that was reflecting the times and reflecting the environment that we lived in, that we can connect to and relate to. So like we got to like, you know, feel like we were singing. We felt like we were singing through the movement and through the music. So like that's what attracted me to it, because I never seen a dance style like that before then. I've always just seen Michael dancing to like his pop, Indeed. So like I never seen it in a very relatable way. That Jookin was for me. So like that's what, you know, gravitated towards me. I felt like I was being seen as a kid. So I wanted to learn how to do that when I started really seeing the people that was really good at it. And I was like, and another thing that attracted me to it was that I thought Michael Jackson was the end all be all as far as like.
So did I.
epitome of dance, like move, because we didn't have a lot of access. This is pre-YouTube. This is pre-social media. This is pre all this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a lot of access for especially if you was in the hood and only had a TV with 3 stations on it. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the knob TV that we had the old junk. So I didn't have a lot of access. So all I had was like VHS tapes of Michael just getting down. And I thought that was the ceiling for like dance. And then I come to find out I got young guys in my neighborhood that, you know, look like me, that's gliding on concrete and doing what Michael Jackson's doing on a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
That's what drew me in too. So it was everything, bro. It was
really
the whole community. It was
really
the
a
music,
culture.
the movement, the whole culture of it. And how amazing these guys were. Like, they were on that professional level
Yeah.
around the corner from me. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, like, that changed my whole world. Seeing how Michael took dance and music and all that stuff to another level, and how he was moving was a part of the impact that he had on the whole world.
Yes.
And how these guys are moving in our little world.
Yeah.
But having such impact behind their movement, but it's just us that do it and that know about it in this culture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just something special about that.
Nah.
That's what made me just want to stick with it and want to see it through.
Definitely is. I side note a little bit, you know what I'm saying, before we even dive even deeper into Memphis Jookin. I peeped that you at first I peeped it in the studio, but you actually know other styles. You know ballet, you know contemporary.
for sure.
You've trained in these other styles. So when did these other styles become something a part of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, like I said, I first started Jookin when I was 13. I saw this guy named Bobo. They call him Bobo, Jeremy Green. He was in a skate rink. I saw him gliding on carpet like it was magic.
Yeah.
He just had gold fronts in his mouth. He
For
just,
sure.
you know, looked like everything I wanted to look like.
For sure.
And so, like,
For sure.
and everybody was giving the praise for it. And that's when I was like, I want to Jook. I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it started with that. But as I started practicing Memphis Jookin, and as I actually got in front of the people, I started to finally get in front of the people who were really doing the dance style. Not just my sister coming home and learning from somebody else, but like I started having access to like the Jookers of the community that were like holding it down.
Is this still would you say this is still kind of early on, like, you know, teenage years?
Yeah, this is early on.
Okay.
This was like 14, 15,
Got you.
16, going on 16.
Yeah.
I got around the culture. I got more embedded into the culture.
I see. Okay.
And I got a mentor, Dr. Rico. Shouts out to Dr. Rico.
Did you have a crew, or did you just kind of?
I mean, I was a part of a crew. I was a part of a crew called oh my God. I was about to say New Styles because that was my crew in LA.
Oh, for sure.
But
for sure.
I was a part of a group in Memphis, and it was called Out the Frame.
Okay.
Shouts out to Out the Frame.
Shout them out.
You know,
So
Kelly Boys, you know what I'm saying?
shout them out. Indeed.
And but like I was a part of a group when we was Jookin, and we was doing what they call it different things in different places. Like it's when the guys be dancing all smooth and stuff and be rolling.
Yeah, that's what you was trying
They
to
called
teach
it like
me.
freaky dance. No, I'm talking about like when the guys were like doing all.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the girls go crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like we was doing a lot of that. They just called it freaky dance in Memphis. Huh? We was doing like, but our group was doing that and Jookin. So that's how we was taking. Like we was winning,
Killing shit.
killing the talent shows. You know what I'm saying? Because we was doing both. We had the guys. You know, we had the whole,
Doing the thing.
you know,
Yeah, had
crowd
ladies
was
going
Jookin. We had
crazy.
the ladies going crazy. So we
For
was
sure.
doing it. So I was a part of that group. But I started really, like I said, I got in front of the actual Jookers who was like heavy at it. And Dr. Rico ended up being my mentor and, you know, teaching me a lot of the fundamentals, teaching me how to get creative with it, teaching me a lot. And then but through that, he opened up a door for me, like, because he took Jookin to a level to where it was not just about the gangster side of it or about that, you know, that raw side of it, but it can be whatever you want it to be. He was showing me how I could just play. You know what I'm saying? I can, like, what he was creating concepts with us when I was training with him, like, all right, cool. This concept is like, how can you Jook and tut with your, what if your hands was Air Force One? So you like take off your shoes and put your Air Force Ones on your hands and start tutting.
So make you
And
really think outside.
like he was just, I'm thinking outside the box.
Tell me
You
his
know what
name
I'm
again.
saying?
I'm sorry.
Dr. Rico.
Dr.
Like you can look him up on
Okay.
Instagram
For sure.
at Dr. Rico 901.
Okay. Shout out Dr. Rico.
But yeah, that's how he is. He's a lot of people's mentors in Memphis because he just makes it a great experience for you. And then like when you're learning how to do it, and that community just welcomed me with open arms. But it started with that, and then through that was the door opening for me to just want to learn how to dance in general. And I would say
Be
my
versatile.
cousin, exactly, my cousin. I was just a Jooker, but my cousin Miles Yacht, shout out to Miles.
For
He
sure.
live in Atlanta right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but he from Memphis. We went to school together. And he basically joined a crew that was a part of that school called Subculture Royalty.
Okay.
And that was like a hip hop dance group. And he was like, hey man, you need to join this group with me, dog. Like, that'd be fire. You already know how to juke and you cold. Man, you learn how to, do some hip hop, that'd be fire. Cause I was teaching him how to juke and he was showing me, like, he introduced me to the hip hop world basically.
Okay.
So like, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to join no, hip hop dancing. And then he was like, bro, just look. And then I looked at when they was practicing and it was just all girls.
Damn.
So I was like, all right, you got it. So that's how he got me. Y'all didn't know now, But so I joined the group, Subculture Royalty, and that was my introduction to hip hop. And shouts out to Taryn, Taryn Gary, or Taryn Cook. Shouts out to Miss Cook. We called her Miss Cookie. But she was the artistic director of Subculture Royalty, which is now Grindhouse 901.
Okay.
And I learned under her, you know what I'm saying? She became my mentor for hip hop dance, like just, learning choreo and stuff like that. She would take us to these different dance conventions called Monsters of Hip Hop.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I've heard of
where
it.
you can just learn from like all the powerhouse choreographers that are in the industry right now. You know what I'm saying? All the industry choreographers. And that was my intro to the dance world outside of Memphis Jookin.
Okay, so now we have a broader.
I got a broader perspective of dance.
Nice.
I'm learning from people like that I actually look up to at these conventions, like Mr. Wiggles. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Wiggles he was a popper that was in Usher's My Way music video. He did the knee slide. You know what I'm saying? He did the knee moonwalk, what they call the knee slide,
the one that you do in our piece.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of in a circle. But he did moonwalk. You know what I'm saying? But he was a popper. He was known for he was just known all around the world, for what he did. And he was teaching at these conventions. You got Poppin' Pete that was teaching at these conventions. You got all these people that were, grew up in that world and was behind some of the masterpieces of, that Michael Jackson put out. Poppin' Pete was in Thriller. These people were working with some of the people that I could only dreamed of working with. So that really opened my eyes to a whole nother world of dance. And it wasn't until I started to really get my rank in Subculture Royalty, just performing with that group, because I stayed with them for a while and I'm an alumni member now.
Okay.
But Taryn, and
where are they located? I'm sorry.
In Memphis.
In Memphis.
So this is all in Memphis, and then
got it.
Through that group, we ended up doing, making a deal with this ballet company called New Ballet Ensemble.
Okay.
Where we would practice out of their facility and have our rehearsals in their facilities, and we would also have programs where we would learn how to do ballet, because Taryn wanted us to get some of that in our
versatility.
Some of that versatility, some of that training. So we would take some ballet classes from there, and then we would do hip hop classes where students can take hip hop from us. So it was a whole little equal exchange with us in New Ballet, and that was my intro to ballet.
I see.
Because I was just in the room just bumping and doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I started to get really good at Memphis Jookin. This is around 16 now.
I want to point something out. I think I also read somewhere when I was in the middle of my research that it said something along the lines, and I may be misquoting, but somewhere along the lines that when you started to take ballet, you told them that you wasn't wearing no tights.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Everybody always asks about that, but that was true.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
Yeah, but
it's crazy because I was the exact same way. With the long story short, when I first, because I was a late bloomer. I started when I was 16. Mm-hmm. When I first got introduced to dance, I was I stood on that. I'll do this, but I'm not wearing no tights. Told teachers, and it's crazy because the teacher that I told is a very well-known choreographer, but I didn't know nothing at the time. Yeah. I didn't know nothing.
Bro, we was in the same world.
I was just I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny hearing that from another guy within the business.
Yeah, man. But that was real though.
Okay.
We still got our armor on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just
especially at that kind of tender age,
exactly,
teenage years.
Because that was the age where I was hanging around this certain type of crowd.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hanging around with these gangbangers and all these other thugs and stuff. But I'm also got this other side of me that's dance and that want to, grow more as a dancer.
Grow outside.
Grow outside. Yeah, exactly. So I'm caught on that spectrum, and I started. I was just dancing in the studio one day, and then our artistic director, Katie Smythe, she saw me I think just practicing and just doing my thing with Jookin, and all she saw was all the ballet potential. You know what I'm saying? She was like, "This kid is incredible."
That's how they
first
get you.
position she saw. Everything.
That's how they
But she was cool though, because like her mantra is that school's mantra, that ballet school's mantra is all about like giving opportunity without the ability to pay. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the ability to pay. Like, you get to have training regardless. She want to give training, regardless of.
Want to help out the community.
Yeah, exactly. And so like she would give scholarships to any kid that really wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And
that's amazing.
So like she asked me how would I feel about being getting a scholarship to take ballet and eventually being a company member. And I was like, all right, I'm down. I thought about it and I was like, this was at the point where I'm trying to find who I am within Memphis Jookin, because Memphis Jookin is about...
Sounds like a very pivotal point. It sounds like a very pivotal point.
So Jookin is about finding who you are within that dance and some that, set that, and you want to make your own identity, you know what I'm saying, with Memphis Jookin, because we all got the same type of fundamentals that come behind Memphis Jookin that we do.
Yeah.
And how we put it together is our own way, but, I want to be a powerhouse. I want to be one of the best. So like, I was like, how can I differentiate myself from other Jookers, you know what I'm saying? So I can grow as a Jooker and become one of the GOATs. And I knew I had special, abilities where I can like, I'm really flexible and stuff like that. And then what really I gravitated towards was like,
my bad.
gravitated towards was like, I would see some of the OGs be, some of the Jookers be like, doing a bunch of footwork and steps. And
man, you got real live gangsters doing like
for real.
This thing. This is really.
It really like
it feels like really culturally embedded. Like
it is, man.
This style.
It is, and it was really like that. It was like it was real gangsters that did it in the early '90s. You know what I'm saying? Probably on from the late '80s through the early '90s. It was really gangsters that did it, and they didn't even see themselves as dancers. They saw themselves as gangster walkers. That was back when it was gangster walking.
Yeah, okay.
And so it was just something. It was like this, like social, kind of almost like confident strut or line dance that we did in Memphis, Tennessee. And but yeah, it's really grown a lot. And I wanted to make my name and make my way through this, through this culture. So I was like, okay, cool. I see sometimes they get on their toes, you know what I'm saying? They get on their toes and they do spins and stuff like that. And then I started seeing footage of certain Jookers like Gino and G-Nerd on their toes. Like these DVDs that would circulate around Memphis, like Crash the Club DVD. Like there was a bunch of DVDs that these Jookers would put out to try to make money. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew people liked Jookin and they wanted to see it. So they would sell their DVDs. They would go to different like clubs or different skating rinks and stuff like that, or parking lots or whatever, and just make Jookin videos. And I got a hold of some of those, and so I knew I wanted to do that. Like them being on their toes, that's what kind of I gravitated towards. So like I'm thinking about this when the ballet when a director asked me to be a part of the company. I was like, okay, the ballet dancers, they be on their toes, and so I want to find out the secret to that. So I was like, all right, bet I'll do it.
For sure. Quick question. Not a quick question, but like sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
No, but the way how highly you speak of Memphis Jookin, and like, yeah, just that you speak so highly of it, and it feels like, not even seems like, it feels like it has a very important place within the dance space and within dance culture. Like, how important is it to you to kind of like uphold that origin and like uphold that standard of Memphis Jookin?
I mean, I say it's real important to me, man. It's one of the most important things to me, because because of how much I've gotten from that culture, how much that culture's given me in ways that the culture don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So like it gave me a form of identity. You know what I'm saying? I got to find myself through that culture, and that's what was the driving force behind me wanting to be as great as I could be at Jookin. I felt I owed it to that culture to just really, put a lot of work behind trying to wanted to be getting really good at it. You know what I'm saying? To being one of the best representations of it. And once I've, you know, felt I've done that, and I've done that to the point where I got respect from everyone in the culture. I think it's highly important for me to be able to help put on for the culture and just like see that through, because a lot of people, you know,
I just want to point out that a lot of people are like, because you hold the culture and because you hold the style to such a high standard, like a lot of people are like only learning about it because of you. And I feel like that alone is like a just from the outside looking in, because I didn't come up in it, but I feel like that alone, like you carrying the culture like that is so important, because like who else do young people have to go to when they really want to like dive deep into the culture? And I feel like Lil Buck is one of them. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, man, it is. And I think it's because like, and we had groups like G Style before. Shouts out to G Style, the OGs, Wolf, Hurricane, Romeo. They were signed to Bad Boy a long time ago. And they had, and you can look this up on YouTube. They had a music video called Gangster that they put out, like G Style Gangster. You look that up, and you'll see they made a whole music video on the Bad Boy where they talking about the gangster walk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's bumping, it's hard. For sure. But they would tour and they would like perform and Jook at the same time and have Jookin choreo. So it's like, we got a little lineage of people that had they moments that were trying to bring it to another place and keep it going. But like, I really took that risk. You know what I'm saying? As that next generation, I was really one of those people that really saw how much of a diamond in the rough that Memphis Jookin really was. Yes. I'm sure we all knew that. That's why we all did it. That's why the culture loved it so much. But like, I saw so much potential behind it, and you know, I started to become a great dancer in general, you know, with me being introduced to, you know, ballet, and through ballet being introduced to other styles of movement like Martha Graham and Twyla Tharp and all these other contemporary forms, and all this other stuff.
Especially a lot of dancers, I'm sorry, and again, not to cut you out, but a lot of dancers are gonna be like stoked to hear you say these names. Like,
no, but like, you know, I was a sponge. Yes. You know, I just wanted to be a sponge of the world, because I was blessed to have people that wanted to, you know, support me and wanted to, and believed in what I did, because I grew up pretty much alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents were working, my mom was working like 2 different jobs, you know what I mean? Her and my dad was together at one point, and then they end up, you know, separating, and my mom had to, you know, she was that single parent and she had to feed like 4 or 5 kids, you know what I'm saying? I know. So like, I was really running the streets, and I needed you know, I was that person that, you know, I was that, like I said, I was that weird kid that was just drawing people in the cafeteria. You know what I mean?
Well, we won't say like, well, weird in a good way.
Yeah, weird in a good way. I've come to like embrace
that weird.
But like, yeah, I was just that kid that everybody thought was, you know, that weird kid that just drew a lot. You know, and when I started jooking and dancing, that's how I started to find my identity and find my confidence. But like I said, like, I say that to say that, like me, I just didn't take it for granted. Yes. Because I knew I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I didn't have a lot of people to believe in what I was doing. I didn't have that support system. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And to actually finally have it, I didn't take that for granted. You know what I mean? So like, I really appreciated that. So like, that's why I say I put everything into, you know, learning how to do Memphis Jookin, and I thought it was worth the sacrifice. I was like, it's worth me taking risks to really put it out there on the map. You know what I'm saying? And to introduce this to the world, because maybe that'll bring more opportunity back for us.
Absolutely. And so the dance community, the tongue twister, the dance community definitely, I feel like, thanks you for that. You know, because like I said, when I was doing my research, like, you were like a heavy hitter when it came to like Memphis Jookin. I want to ask you as well, at what point did you feel comfortable, or were you like maybe like certified to be able to teach Memphis Jookin?
I think the thing about my generation was we had delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that instant gratification. We didn't have like social media, nothing. We lived in a generation where you just you had no choice but to train until you got good. Yeah. Like, I couldn't make a success of me doing what I was doing before I actually got to that level where I was where I could teach people how to jook, or I knew that much knowledge about it. I was in Memphis up until that point. Like, I started when I was 13, and then I moved to Cali when I was 21.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, what, 8 years? I had 8 years of just experience in doing Memphis Jookin every day, nonstop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
8 years of my life was just all Jookin and being surrounded by people who were like at the forefront of that culture, you know, and
Absolutely.
and so like and not doing anything else. Like I stopped drawing, I stopped doing everything. I gave everything up and Jookin just had me. So like that I had, you know, and me with my driving becoming good, I got good at it within like 3 years of me, you know, studying Memphis Jookin. By the time I was 16, I felt like I was really good. And then I was around the people that everybody saw at the top of totem pole with Memphis Jookin.
Okay.
Like this is a group called G-Force that everybody gravitated towards. That was like some of the best of the best. That was like the dream team.
Yeah.
That was like,
and this is somebody I feel like I get, or just assuming, because again, I'm not a part of the, or I don't know very much about the culture, but these crews or G-Force that you speak about, is these the type of people that like the younger generation is kind of looking up to and like?
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
G-Force was kind of like my generation of dancers. There was like, you know, Dr. Rico was in G-Force. DP, one of the greatest Jookers. Daniel Price, he was a member of G-Force. G-Nerd was a member of G-Force. Shout out to G-Nerd. So you had a bunch of heavy hitters in this group, and I was blessed enough to be a part of that group. And so I was always surrounded by the GOATs, you know what I'm saying? The people who was like really good at the culture. And I also want to give an honorable mention to my boy Caviar Taylor, you know, King Caviar. That's my homie. I had my first Jookin battle with him.
For sure.
And he the one who taught me, like, man, you good, but you need to slow your moves down. No, you're going too fast. Like,
yes, sir.
That's my boy. But like, yeah, so I was surrounded by these guys, and like, so I got certified at a young age, man. Yeah. Because I was just around it. And through the community, through the top dogs. There was a guy named Tarek Moore who he founded, shout out to Tarek, he founded the first Memphis Jookin Dance Academy. Like, it was called You Dig Jookin Academy.
Oh.
And you Dig Dance Academy. And he would have Jookin, and he would have Jookin classes where we would teach Jookin and help teach Jookin and learn how to Jook. All that.
So you really got to be certified by the culture in order to be able to say, do this for real.
For sure.
I got you.
And so like I just grew up around it, grew up in it. I was in that what I call the golden age of like Memphis Jookin, you know. And so like I got certified before I left.
We want to thank you for keeping it alive and still pushing the issue on Memphis Jookin. Yeah. I want to kind of change gears for a second.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to talk about this performance with Yo-Yo Ma. So let me again, as I was doing my research, it's so crazy like how like I was able to like kind of spin back time, because
was that your first time seeing it?
No, it wasn't my first time seeing it. So let me tell you, right? So the video that, and I'm gonna just describe it. I believe Yo-Yo Ma was playing.
Yeah.
And you were like outside. It looked like kind of like a pavilion. I have like small memories of that, because I feel like this is probably around the time that I was maybe just starting dancing or something. I have very small memories of that particular video being viral.
Yeah.
Like that particular video, because I believe that there's more versions of it. But that particular video,
crazy.
I can go back in my childhood and remember like actually like looking at that video at some point. I want to talk about that collaboration and like, how did that collaboration come about?
It came about, so all of that started in Memphis.
Okay.
Okay. So I was a part of New Ballet Ensemble. I was, like I said, I was part of that dance school.
Gotcha.
We would do an outreach program. So by this time, I was like a company member. I was getting paid to dance, and I was like,
for sure.
You know, that was unheard of for somebody like me. So like, but we would do outreach at these different schools.
Okay.
You know, to try to get kids into like dance and stuff like that. So like, we had one program where we went to, it was in Little Rock. It was in Arkansas.
Okay.
And they had a school out there, and Katie Smythe, you know, the artistic director. You know, I used to be just showing out. You know what I'm saying? When I was in a company, so I'd be at bar, I'd be doing my bar and all that stuff like that. Then I just started doing crazy footwork. Like, you know, that was just me. But I was always, back when I was, you know, in ballet, I would always dance to like the music. They would just play.
Right.
So I was just a conduit to music. You know what I mean? Like, and so I would juke to anything.
You'll definitely see that for
sure. So I've been juking to different music at a young age.
Yeah.
So I would juke to anything, and she always see that and see how like I can catch on to the music fast and that musicality and not even just that, but the essence of what that music is emoting. You know what I'm saying? The emotion and essence of the music. She saw me capture that as well. So she saw it in me, Katie Smythe.
I want to ask you, just kind of tagging on that, like, and we're gonna get back into like how it came about. But since you kind of touched on it, I just want to know, like, doing your particular style, you know, like how you move, because nobody can move like you. Like, what does it feel like doing that to classical music, like how you speak of, like does it feel like maybe a little risky, or like, I don't know, like,
no, man,
it feels honestly, very natural though. It feels very natural.
Honestly, it just feels like I'm becoming one with the music, bro.
For sure.
Like, I've always thought about it at that spiritual level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like, because we are one with the music when we juke, because the music represents the environment in which we lived in. Like I said, when 3 6 Mafia was rapping about how we was living in Memphis, that was real. I can relate to that. So I'm living my truth through that music. So like I was always one, it was easy to become one with that music. Emotionally as well. Jukers do it. They just do it to their own music. So when you see a juker juk into like a real 3 6, like one of them songs that's talking about the pain or talking about how he grew up in Memphis, you'll see them emoting that. And it'll become something, and it's powerful to see. So like, I've always been around that and being able to become one with what that music is emoting, what that music's giving me, that the energy of it, the essence of it, you know, the emotion of it.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
And so like,
yeah,
that didn't change. I started to do that with different music that I can't, like, we go through things and different trials and tribulations in our lives as, you know, kids from the streets that got to grow up fast. And, and a lot of times you got to be the man of the household. You know what I'm saying? I had to, you know, when my parents separated, I had to grow up fast. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like, it's certain things you just can't even cry about, and cause you got to just man up, you know what I mean? But you just want to get certain emotions out. And, I found that I can do that through the movement, because I only had one form of trauma release through dance, and that was through rap music, Memphis underground rap music. But what about these other things I'm feeling? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That I can't really get out through that in that particular way. So that's what was kind of like a healing modality for me, was like being able to dance to those to music and like classical music and music that would kind of slow down or give me that other feeling of like,
man,
this other emotion that might be closer to what
it is.
I can never speak of, but I can do through movement. You know what I mean?
To see it done to like Memphis music or any like music that like maybe typical music that you might do it to, and to see it being done to classical music from a viewer's perspective, it is such a big difference. It's such a big difference. And it's so crazy because like I really like the piece that you came here to choreograph for, like for Cleo. Side note, I really got into it for real, because like before ballet was introduced to my life, because I kind of locked on to ballet, and like that's like the way you describe doing Memphis Jookin to classical music, that's how I feel about doing ballet. Classical music.
Almost became that.
It
almost got me, bro. I almost became that. So I know how you feel.
I know exactly.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Yeah.
So like, I kind of lost my train of thought. We was just kind of going in a bunch of different directions. I think I was just kind of bigging you up a little bit to see the difference between you do it to classical music versus doing it to music that you would typically do it to. I want to kind of peel back a little bit and get back, because I kind of stopped you and that was my fault. But how the collaboration came about.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, I did that. I first performed it for an outreach.
Right.
You know, we were doing some outreach programming where we would dance at this school, and we went to Little Rock, Arkansas, and we drove there, and I was driving with the artistic director, and she was just like, I want to try something with you here. Have you ever heard, I want you to dance to this music, and she just popped it in, and it was The Swan. And then she was like, you think you could freestyle to this? And I was like, oh yeah, this I like this. I can do this. And then my first time doing it, performing a swan, was at a school in Arkansas for these kids. And that video's on YouTube too. You can check that out.
Okay, say less.
But that was my very first swan before Yo-Yo Ma.
Okay.
And the kids, you could just hear them over the video. Just
erupted.
Yeah, exactly. And so like that video got put online, and then Damien Wetzel, like I told you, the president of Juilliard, he was working with I think it was Obama's Committee on the Arts and Humanities. So they had a committee on the arts and humanities and arts education.
Okay.
He was working in that field, and he was working directly with Yo-Yo Ma, because Yo-Yo Ma was a part of that committee. And so Damien Wetzel is like a person. He's this just jewel that just loves, and he's this force that just can bring people together. You know what I'm saying? He loves to bring different people together, create something new and something fresh. And he saw that video. I think his wife, Heather Watts, saw that video of me performing the swan, and she showed it to him. He thought it was so amazing.
Showed it to Damien.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. And he thought it was something so amazing that like he was like, "Who is this kid? I gotta do something with it. This is awesome." And then by this time, I was in LA when he saw it. I was already like 21 years old.
Okay, so about it. Okay,
so this is fast forward, like,
got you.
You know what I mean? He saw that video. He reached out to Katie about me.
Okay,
because he had an idea. Gave him an idea. He was like, "What if we paired him with Yo-Yo Ma?" You know, and we got both of these different worlds of art together. This street art that he's doing in this class. So like he had that idea. He came up with that idea. Dope. And
super dope.
He reached out to Katie. Katie told him I was in LA. He reached out to me on Facebook.
Nice.
And I'm in the hood in LA. You know what I'm saying? I'm in North Hollywood, or Lancaster and Sherman Way. Y'all know where that's at if y'all live in. But he reached out to me and he was like, I saw this performance of you. It was amazing. Do you know who Yo-Yo Ma is? And I didn't even know at that point who Yo-Yo Ma was. I know I danced to his music before, but like, and so I looked him up and I was like, dang, this man is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? He was a prodigy at a young age, performed for the presidents, all this other stuff. He said, I want to link you with him. I want you to meet him. He's in LA right now.
Can we talk about that moment? Well, you didn't know him, so it probably
I didn't know him, so it wasn't a big deal to me. No.
Yeah, I got you.
I was like, this fool name, Yo-Yo. That was how it was.
No. Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, bet, I'm with it. So like, and he was like, Yo-Yo's actually in LA right now. It's perfect timing that you're out there, because he has a show at the Disney Hall downtown. And I was like, all right, bet. So like Damien was there too, because they had a meeting on that was doing something with the kids on Skid Row. That was going to this school on Skid Row or whatever. So they was working with arts and education with these kids. They had a program.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by that. It's just like when you said Skid Row. I've been to LA before. Yeah. And like my first, like I just remember whenever I hear Skid Row, I kind of see those, because a lot of people don't know. And like if you've been to LA, like there's a nickname for a street, it's Skid Row, and it's just sad. It's just sad. But it just made me think about the time that I first experienced it, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But
they got schools out there, and they had this program at the school that Damien wanted to be connected with, and he was connected with, and it was beautiful, man. The kids actually on the on Skid Row, it was they had this arts program, and it was just amazing. So they was doing a lot of arts and education stuff. He wanted me to be a part of it just to see what happened. So like he introduced me to Yo-Yo, and Yo-Yo was like, and he told Yo-Yo about me before I met him. So like Yo-Yo was already briefed on it, and then like when I met him, he was just the nicest dude in the world. Like, he was just like, you're Lil Buck. A little hug, and then
for sure
he was like, I want to try something with you. And then he took me to this back room, and he just started playing, and I danced, and that was the actual first swan. First time me and him played it together. Nobody saw it but the people in that room.
Oh man.
And then Damien and everybody saw how powerful that was, and how much synergy we had already had. So like later on, Damien invited me. They were like, we're going to have this like kind of like get together in this gathering for the arts and humanities. And it's a lot of famous people that's a part of this committee of the arts and humanities, and trying to get arts into education and all this other stuff like that. Like,
does this go into the video that
I'm telling
I saw?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was at the gathering.
That's what it sounded
that
like.
Was at the gathering. When I tell you, I ain't never seen this many famous people in my life. like he was just saying, try to dress as nice as you can. You know what I'm saying? When he invited me, and then we gonna, and you and Yo-Yo are gonna do a surprise performance of the Swan, and it's gonna blow people away. And so like Spike Jonze was there, bro. Spike Jonze is the one that recorded it, so he's a famous director.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like he had the director of Transformers there. I remember Randy Jackson being there, Kerry Washington. You know what I'm saying?
Like big names here,
like big actors, big directors, like a bunch of people who like just want to see arts grow. Like dumb famous people, you know what I'm saying? Like crazy. So I'm in there like, yo, this is.
I was just about to ask, like what was that feeling like before you was about to actually do it in front of these people?
It was wild, but I never been a starstruck type.
Yeah.
I was, man, like I'll tell you, like I had this weird kind of like I never been starstruck to people like that. Like, somebody I was starstruck with was like Bill Nye the Science Guy. When I saw him, I was like, bruh, it's Bill Nye the Science Guy right here.
A lot of, I think
I get like that with certain people. Like, it's like, you wouldn't even believe.
A lot of people don't even know who that is.
Like, bro, you know what I mean?
That's
so like, it's just certain people I meet, and I'm just like, bruh, you, but... but I wasn't like that there. I was ready. I was just like, all right, man, this is an opportunity for you right now. This is the law of attraction working in your favor.
Absolutely.
So
definitely sounds
what you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? It got you here. So like, that's when we had that first, performance. And that's how it happened with Yo-Yo.
Did life in any way change after that performance?
It did.
And it
changed in the wildest, fastest way.
Oh wow!
Because that's when I got my foot in the door of that other side of the dance world. It wasn't just because, like I said, I was already in LA, so I was already grinding in LA. I was as a dancer. I was taking that career path as a dancer.
What was the
professional
goal?
Dancer?
Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. What was the goal while you was in LA? Just
while I was in LA, the goal was to put Memphis Jookin on the map. Okay. I literally moved to LA, made a few friends because I got flown out for a music video for like 3 days.
Okay.
To go to LA when I was still living in Memphis, and then I saw all the opportunity out there, and I was like, yo, I got to go back. Me and my cousin Miles, we was like, yo,
for sure. We got the LA bug.
And I went out there. And I started street performing in Santa Monica on 3rd Street Promenade just to make ends meet. So like I was street performing to make money.
For real.
Hustling. Was doing that every day. And I had some support from the lady who flew me out in the first place to do that music video before I moved out there. And she found out I lived out there, so she started helping me out and got me introduced to an agency. And that's when I got introduced to that world, the whole professional world of dance. And like I got signed to an agent immediately when they see me dance and
commercial world a little bit.
And yeah, exactly. And then so I was doing my thing out there trying to put Memphis Jookin on the map. And I was a unicorn in LA because I was the only person that was doing Jookin.
Yeah.
I was literally a unicorn. Everybody was doing crump, break dancing, popping, all that. I was the only person moving like me, so I was looking fast. They hated me out there, boy. I was crashing auditions. You know me, like I came with that energy of like, bro, I'm from Memphis, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like y'all ain't messing with us, dog.
I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta.
You know how long we've been waiting on this opportunity? I'm finna destroy you, and I tell them in their face.
Indeed.
Like, so I came with that energy, so I was really confident, and it exuded through my movement. So like I was booking out there. I was living blessed. And then, so I already had my mission and my thing out there before. And Yo-Yo, my thing. I had my trajectory. And then
that happened. Things just...
And that opened up so many doors in the classical world. And that's a whole different world as far as like everything.
Did it change?
Economic, like on the economic side of it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Did it change the way your peers looked at you? Like in like maybe anybody that your friends?
I don't think so, bro.
Okay.
Because everybody I came up with was solid, bro.
Okay.
They always they knew I was doing ballet in the hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll joke and laugh a little bit about it, but they knew the potential I had.
Yeah. I definitely know.
Nobody like really stumped on that. You know what I'm saying? So I always love them for that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So you felt embraced.
I felt embraced. And that's what I said was the beautiful part about the Jookin world, but also like my homies, you know what I'm saying? That I grew up with in the streets. They knew who I was. They knew the talent I had. I was that kid that they was like, nah, ain't nobody messing with him.
That's
you know,
you get a pass.
He him. You know what I mean?
Indeed,
so like,
indeed.
So when I did that with Yo-Yo Ma, you know, everybody, they thought that was fire. They was like, man, that was beautiful, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that was, you know what I'm saying?
So like you kind of spoke on it briefly a little bit. You said the doors kind of opened up pretty quick. Did you ever find yourself still, because we know how it is in the dance world. Like, you gotta audition, you gotta go through a lot sometimes. So like, at any point, like after the Yo-Yo Ma performance, at any point did you still feel like that you had to like fight in order to get through these doors, or was it like kind of fairly, like, you know, fairly
I did still, yes. I did have to, you know, I still have my moments where I had to, like, you know, it was a fight to pry that door open. But like, after I performed with Yo-Yo, everything changed. Like, because Yo-Yo was going around calling me a genius and all this stuff with movement and dance. And, you know, this is Yo-Yo saying this about you.
I know.
So like, if Yo-Yo mind saying this about you, then people gonna take you serious.
Absolutely.
So like, I was doing my thing, but then they saw the power of what I did and how I was with kids and all that stuff, because after that performance, I ended up doing that outreach with them at Skid Row with the kids. And they just brought me alongside just to see how I work with them. And it was immediate. I'm used to working with kids in Memphis. I love working with the youth. So it was like magic me working with them. And they was just like, this kid is phenomenal. Where did y'all get him from? So like, they just started taking me with them.
That is
like, I went to China with Yo-Yo Ma, like, and I don't know if you know Tina Walls.
No.
I think she's a part of, like, you know, Cleo's thing too.
Okay.
But she was a part of that committee and helped making that happen with the Asian Society and all that out there in China when I first went to China with Yo-Yo Ma. So like, I went out there with him in the Silk Road Ensemble, people, and then shut the house down out there and we performed together. And everybody, I just became in demand. Everybody wanted to see that Swan performance. Everybody just heard about that Swan performance. And it's been so many years of doing.
Man, that's a legendary performance. And it kind of brings me, like, you know, just to a wrapping point with the Yo-Yo Ma collaboration, because you got to know that, like, when viewers see this, they're probably going to want to know more about that, because like that's probably like a lot of people's head turning point. With it was like that Yo-Yo Ma.
But a lot of people didn't know that I was still grinding to put Memphis Jookin on the map. And you know, I was at that same time, I was working with Janelle Monáe. Like, a lot of people don't know that me and Ladia Yates and Dr. Rico and, you know, we were the people out of Memphis that choreographed Tightrope, her Tightrope music video.
For sure.
We was in it.
For sure.
So we was working with, like, I was out there trying to put it on the map with different artists, and, you know what I'm saying, Janelle's like a sister to me now.
Dope.
And,
that's dope.
And like I said, we was in that grind of, like, I was in that grind already of building. So I'm like, okay, cool. That was cool with Yo-Yo. If this don't work out, or I'm still got to do my thing, I'm going to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to never stop the show.
Sure.
But like, but man, I was just, I began to become highly in demand in that classical side of the world. And I got to experience the difference in everything. Like how, like, I was like, okay, cool. So dancers actually have there's levels to this stuff as far as like artistry in general and being an artist in movement. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So I started to see, like, you know, the real truth behind a lot of this stuff and the politics of it and all of it, because, like, you know, that starving life of a dancer, of an artist, all that stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Part two.
Yeah, but I started to see, like, okay, me doing music videos and stuff are pay me this amount for my work, and me giving the same amount of energy, because I'm gonna give it my all everywhere. And me doing this is, I'm getting paid X amount, and then me doing this is getting paid X amount because it's over here. But it's like, you know, Virgil Abloh was one of the people that I looked up to. He's like a brother. I mean, he's like a bigger brother to me, but he told me this himself. Like, but he said it to the world, like, you know, art is how people perceive, like, it's like, basically, he took a can, for example, like just like a can of beans or a can of food or whatever, and he took the wrap or label off of it and just wrote like something on there. You know what I mean? And he was like, this would be garbage in a certain setting. You know what I'm saying? People would think this is garbage, but if you put it in a space, or you recreate the space around it to where people feel like it's art, then it becomes something totally different. It becomes art. It becomes something that people would be worth paying so much money for, just like that banana that was put on that wall. You know, that banana that somebody just duct taped on the wall, and it became like a $1 million banana or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
Look it up, dog.
Say less, yeah.
But like, look up the banana art. You know what I'm saying? It's a banana, bro. A real banana. But that was the perfect example of like somebody can just deem this as garbage or something disposable, but in a certain setting, depending on what that setting was, it could be worth something. You know what I'm saying? Just like Picasso's or something within this, time, and then in this setting, here in the future, is worth this much money.
Yeah.
So like I started to really see that around me, like, wow, me dancing in this setting is worth this, but it might bring this value. But me sitting in this setting is worth this, but it might bring me X value. You know what I'm saying? So I started to really see kind of the ins and outs of like what it really was, and like where I could like spread myself and the best ways to.
Looking back at that performance, at the Yo-Yo Ma one, what would you say that performance represents as a whole?
I would say that performance that I have personally with Yo-Yo, because that's the performance of the Dying Swan. It's a part of a bigger thing with like ballet companies and with certain companies who actually perform. For me, it just represents this metamorphosis. It represents this metamorphosis from one life to another. Like for me, the Dying Swan was like, it was the last moments of this swan that you get to experience and see before it goes off into another life. You know what I mean? And for me, what it represented personally was like the same. It was like, it represented, because it was, I performed it in a time where there was this metamorphosis that was happening in my life, from like just a street dance, from a kid in the streets that was just dancing, to like this professional artist. And so it represents that whole, like, I don't know, the evolution of that metamorphosis of that, but also like, I wouldn't say the death of one thing and then the beginning of another, but like the end of one chapter and the beginning of another chapter, I would say. And but it's grown to that. You know what I'm saying? The performance itself has evolved to that. And that's something that it's like a living performance. It's something different in it every time I perform it.
Nice.
I have a blueprint that I specifically and purposefully applied to that performance, where I can follow that blueprint and I know to hit certain things at certain moments, but it is something that leaves a lot of room for that evolution in my life, and for that metamorphosis to actually happen, for it to be a living performance, a living, breathing performance that changes, as I change.
Indeed. You mentioned earlier that you work with artists like Janelle Monáe, and I did some research. You work with artists like Madonna, Lizzo, Alicia Keys, just to name a few.
Yeah.
What's the biggest adjustment when you have to, when dancing for somebody else's vision?
I think it's being able to see, for me, I think the biggest adjustment is, how can you put yourself in their shoes? And that's always been a part of my process too as a dancer. Like when I used to dance to Michael Jackson songs and like, and stuff like that, when I got really good at Jookin, I would think like, okay, to bring the emotion to life. And I actually got that from the gospel choir too as well. Like the emotion that they have behind their music, behind their songs and stuff like that. Yeah. And behind those church songs, and how they really, gave it, and they really 1,000, and they really, but for me, so it's that I always bring that energy to it, but I would also like, I always try to put myself in the artist's shoes. Like if that song, if Janelle's singing about like, or she has a certain, sound or aesthetic or like a note that she's hitting that has emotion behind it. Like what's fueling that emotion behind that note that she's hitting? Okay. Or if young Michael Jackson is, saying, no, oh, You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Yes,
Like,
sir.
what's making him hit that ooh like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what is he feeling to do to hit that ooh? Or how can you imagine? How would I envision Michael in the booth saying that?
That's very.
Like, what is his emotion behind that? You know what I'm saying? And where does that come from? Like, so I would try to put myself in their shoes.
That's very humble.
I would visualize like him actually saying that in the booth, even if he didn't say it like that.
That's very
you know what I'm saying?
That's-
But I would try to visualize as much as possible
Yeah.
to get a reference, a personal reference of like how I would approach it. You know what I'm saying? Bringing their art to life.
The reason why I say it's very humbling because, like, you know, we're creators and we and in some sort of fashion we think freely, you know, and to have a thought process to be able to say like, okay, what is this artist feeling and how do I bring myself to that feeling is very like a very unselfish like way to go about it, because I would assume, I'm not in the commercial world like, you know, at all, to be quite honest, but I would assume that that it might be a little bit of selfishness when it comes to like doing what you do, especially with your unique style or with anybody who has a style of their own. Like there might be a little bit of selfishness, like I kind of want to show off what I want to do.
Well, yeah,
you know, is it?
I mean, people always want to, you know, especially with dancers and us not, you know, we've been put in the background for so long, especially as far as like commercial dancers or dancers who do like, you know, it used to be a point where like there were like so many, I mean, you've seen a lot of superstars and dancers like the Fred Astaire's and the Nicholas Brothers and the Gene Kellys and the Earl Snake Hips Tuckers and all these people who were like at the forefront of their artistry, and just really like when you heard the word dance coming from those people, you know they were triple threats and stuff, of course, but they also like when you heard that word dance, you know what I'm saying? Or what Fred Astaire say, or Nicholas Brothers, when they said they're dancers, people really like was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They thought highly of them. They thought highly of the dance artist. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And at some point, because they were putting themselves at the forefront of their artistry, you didn't see the Nicholas Brothers behind too many other artists in support of those artists. That might have happened for a few people that they liked, or they might have performed for, but like they were doing their own shows. They were making their own films. They were doing their own, putting their own works out. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And sharing their own vision. And dance started to become background to like other artists' vision, like other music artists or whatever's vision. So like when you see tours, you see dancers dancing to like behind what's supposed to be the bigger artist, right? Which is the musician. So at some point, dance has gotten back there, and it's not as much of a collaboration as much as you know, as it is like I'm dancing for this artist. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Or like this is your boss. It's not like a collaboration. Like, okay, the Nicholas Brothers are in collaboration with this artist. You know what I'm saying? Who's a singer? It's like, no, like this is the person that's the artist, and we're the background dancers.
Do you have
so like?
Sorry,
dancers will want to fight for that. You know what I'm saying? To for their identity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I.
But for me, I knew I was really good at what I did already, and I was gonna shine. Regardless.
I got you.
There's no need to try to be. So I have, and so because I was confident in my abilities. I've always been confident in my abilities. So because I knew how much work I put into it. So like, I have room to be open-minded about how I approach, and I know how to be a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I know how to play my role. If I'm here in support of you, then I'm gonna do exactly that. If I agree to be a part of this, I'm gonna do it for this certain role that I have to play. I'm gonna do that
for sure.
But I'm gonna do it at the best of my ability, where people gonna see me. You know, of course,
absolutely,
and they're gonna ask who that guy is. So I know that's gonna happen.
Do you have a favorite artist that you've ever worked with before?
Oh yeah, man, Janelle Monáe.
I was about to say, you mentioned her earlier today.
Probably at the top of the list, because she was the first one to welcome the community with open arms. You know what I'm saying? As far as Memphis Jookin, she saw how special that was early on, and working with her was just magic, because like she brought us out to Atlanta to Wonderland,
Oh,
to
for sure.
like Wonderland Arts, where she was
Yeah.
doing everything with like Nate. Shouts out to their whole team,
Mm-hmm.
Wonderland Art Society in Atlanta, and man, she gave us a whole listening, night when we came to her crib. We was in her garage, bro.
That's
Like
super dope.
at the Wonderland Arts, just like
My name.
working on tightrope, you know what I'm saying, and training with her, like in there with her, us street dancers, you know what I'm saying. She could have got any choreographer,
Yeah,
but she got us,
for sure.
and that meant a lot.
What
So,
does working with an artist like Janelle Monáe teach you about professionalism?
it teaches me, man, so many things.
That's I mean, she ain't on nobody.
Because she's definitely not a
I'm
nobody.
telling you, yes, for sure.
And this is when she was starting to really build traction, you know what I'm saying, and find her voice. And but like just seeing the level of consistency and the level of work that it takes to put out something great.
Nice.
Janelle Monáe's Arcandroid album was like a masterpiece to me because of how much work they put into the production quality of it, the production value of it, and the sonically how it moved you. Like it was like a movie. She called it the emotion picture. It wasn't like a motion picture. You're watching the emotion picture because she made you feel something with that music. And but she was a very humbling person as well to work with, because like how she connected to us on such a real level. It wasn't fake. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no fakery about it. It wasn't like, let me just be cool with these guys and just get what I need.
That's
and then
super dope.
It was like building a real family with people that she just respected. She respected us at a high level. Like as if I was a Fred Astaire or one of these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Treat y'all like
So she didn't just treat us like background dancers.
That's dope. That's dope.
Having that level
Shout out
of
to
respect was
Janelle.
very humbling. And to be somebody that worked at that very high level of art, where if she wanted to, she could have. And we still would have been like, we can't believe we had this experience. This is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
She could have treated us like a background dancers and just not hung out with us and not took that time out. But she did that at the level she was at in her world, and like that just taught me a lot. And it helped me. I would have. That's always been a part of my DNA, but it definitely taught me a lot about what it takes to be a true professional.
For sure.
At your craft and a good person. And so yeah, I learned a lot from Janelle, but I also learned a lot from Madonna. I worked with Madonna.
That was another name that popped. Yeah, that was another name that popped.
And she's one of the goats to me. You know what I mean? Because like, she's such a man. I ain't never seen nobody work as hard as that woman. And I'm gonna just tell you, like, just being a mother and being such a hard worker and somebody who has such passion and drive for her artistry, and to show the world like and to bring her art to life, to the world, and the focus and seriousness that she puts behind it. Like that taught me a lot. You can't play with don't play with your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with your art.
Yeah.
Like
Be dedicated
take that,
to the craft.
be dedicated. The dedication that she has behind her art. No, this has to get done. I can't, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Having that, man, I've learned so much. And her being a mother and her taking the time to get to know the dancers, because she has the same respect for dancers as well.
Nice.
She has that respect for us as artists because she lived it. Madonna lived that dance world before she became a singer.
For sure.
She was learning like Martha Graham and all that. She was in there taking class. Like she was a dancer. So she understands that world and how hard it is.
Dope.
And how hard it is to keep that going. So like, that's one thing I love about working with Madonna. And she's definitely up there at the top of that list. And all of them are, man. Like I learned different things from the different artists that I've worked with, from Alicia Keys. Like, oh my man, she's just,
It's amazing that you get to work with these artists and that you actually get to build relationships with them as well. Because like on the outside looking in, like you would think that like, again, for me, because I'm one of those people on the outside looking in, just to be all the way honest, like you would think that or I would think that like, you know, you kind of just come in and you do your job and you leave. Like,
Well, some
I would
people do.
expect to.
Some people would.
Okay.
But my thing is like, I respect myself as an artist.
Right.
I don't see myself as a background dancer to nobody. I see myself as an artist.
Absolutely.
That has worked just as hard as these other artists to become great at what I do.
Indeed.
So they gonna respect me as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm gonna come with the energy of like, yes, thank you for having me. I'm here to support with what you're doing, but you know I'm here for a reason, right? You got me here for a reason.
Indeed.
You know, so like,
my name
I'm an artist as well, and it means something. And so like, I'm gonna talk to you as if I was an artist on your level, because I am.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I know a lot of dancers who would want to just like be like, all right, I gotta just keep it cool.
Just come in and
I'm gonna just come in, do my job. You know what I'm saying? Not do too much. I'm coming in being myself. Man. I'm coming down speaking. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Da, 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 da.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Creating relationships.
You know, and just being me unapologetically, and you know, and that energy is infectious to them. They love when they can talk to people and people are speaking on the level, you know, that they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter who's in the room with you, you're like, nah, man, but I see it. Like, if you got a vision and you passionate about it,
absolutely,
that's gonna come across. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you can't be afraid to be that person in front of nobody.
Indeed.
And when you are that person unapologetically in front of these types of people, then they see that, bro, and they respect it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes them want to get to know you. They want you around more. They want that energy around them more, because you'll be surprised, bro, that
I kind of relate in a way because of the platform that I'm creating, like with the movement mic. I have only asked, like, well, I won't say only, but most of the guests that I've had on thus far is not because I necessarily work with these people, but I've created like good relationships with these people, like throughout, and these are all people throughout the dance community. And I agree. I feel like that is very important to not you know, not come in and disrespect the process, but I think it's very important.
You don't disrespect.
You don't force it, but I think it's very important to be especially within this dance space, to be able to be comfortable about showing who you are.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You were when you approached me.
Yeah.
Look where we at now.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
Like, what's up, man? I got this podcast, bro. I love what you're doing.
Hey.
That's what I'm doing for the community.
No cap.
You would have never told me that. I probably, but you telling me that, you having the confidence behind you telling me that, you know what I mean? And
thank you.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. People to be surprised that, these people are on these levels of it, but they people, they artists.
That's how I try to go about it. Like,
they
I didn't,
humans,
because I knew you was in the process of like, choreographing. I knew like Cleo, and I know you probably had a lot of obligations.
Yeah.
So I just tried to be really like sniperish, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to overwhelm you.
You wanted to come at the right time.
I wanted to come in at the right time and at the right space, and like, and I'm glad. And again, I want to thank you for like, bringing it all together.
No, for sure, man. And but that's a part of it too, knowing when, to like, to let that out. You know what I'm saying? Knowing your environment, reading the room. You know what I mean? That's all that come from street smarts too. You know what I'm saying? We know what's up. We know how to read the room.
Indeed.
Like, all right, I'm just hit them up like right now. It's now or never. You know what I'm saying? So like, but that's how I am when I'm in a room with these guys, and like, I'm just me, and you like me. That's great. You know what I'm saying? For me, and 9 times out of 10 they usually do, because I'm just like, I'm so unapologetic about it. And I'm an artist at that highest level. If I'm feeling inspiration in that moment, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna move. If I hear something, that's how I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I hear something, I'm like, man, I'm right there.
Yeah.
I don't care where I'm at.
Okay.
And when they see that happen, they like, this kid's a wizard. I don't know who this. This is amazing. That's how they feel.
Speaking of like when they see it, like when you step into brands, because like, I know you work with different brands, like big brands, Nike, Apple. Yeah. I think I just saw something recently with Louis Vuitton. Yeah, for sure. Like Do you feel like whenever you step in and work with these brands that you have to feel like do you feel like that you might have to protect your authenticity, or is it still like, does it feel free?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, bro.
Can you touch on that a little
The
bit?
industry gonna try you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the industry wasn't made for us, bro. Like you gotta, I feel like that industry of like, you know, it's like, it's whatever's hot right now, bro. And and I don't work in that world of whatever's hot right now. I work in that world of like lineage and culture and authenticity, like you said. So like, you gotta be the one that's strong enough to let them know sometimes how to even do certain things and how to display this and how to go about this. Because that's a whole team of industry people that, like, you got the producers that hire these guys, the casting people that hire these guys, that hire the directors, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole group of people, and if they want to tell a story with dance, then that might be something they don't know about. They just like it, and it looks great. Some of these people could have probably seen one video of you and don't know that you did this other thing or this thing that led to this thing that, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So like, they probably know you for one thing. You'd be like, I want to see that one thing. And you got to be the person to show them like, nah, bro, I'm more than that. And it's bigger than this. So like,
is there any hesitance whenever you got to like tell big brands stuff like that, or?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
For sure.
Because like I said, that's the beauty of being goal and mission orientated. If you know, like these different steps in what I'm doing, like working with these different fashion brands it's just been a part of my dream.
Dope.
But I had a dream of always wanting to be fly because I've always had to wear rags, you know, most of my life, or hand-me-downs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like,
no.
But I knew I had a vision, like just from being an artist. I used to draw clothes too and different designs and stuff like that when I was younger. So I always had a vision of fashion and how to put different styles together. So like, that was something I was always into. Like, you got to keep that kid alive, bro. Those dreams you had as a kid, you got to keep them alive, bro. I won't stress that enough, because like a lot of people get into something and they try to figure out what they're going to do next or what they want to do that's they're passionate about. That's their next move. And like, what about that thing that you always wanted to do when you was 7?
Yeah.
What about that thing that you fell in love with and just became dormant behind this thing because it was making you money, but this thing that just laid dormant that you wanted to do since you was 12, you know what I'm saying? So like, once I started really seeing a lot of success in dance in the commercial world, you know what I'm saying, I took it upon myself to use the opportunities, you know, to invest in myself. That's what I wanted to get to. Investing into yourself as an artist is what got me into the fashion world. Because like when I was on tour with Madonna, I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the highest paid tours for dancers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Working with this artist that respects dance. So I'm like, okay, cool. How can I use this platform that I'm on right now with Madonna to like fund some of my dreams and some things that I like?
Absolutely.
And get fly at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fly doing.
So like, for me, I was like, okay, cool. If you gonna buy, cause I noticed I wanted to buy, I noticed I had expensive taste. I didn't know I had expensive, but I was like, okay, I want to buy these brands. I want to buy the Louis Vuitton.
We kind of all do, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, we like to shine a little bit.
But I was like, okay, cool. Be strategic about this damn Buck. If you want to do that, then, you know, it got to be driven towards that dream you had of working with these people or collaborating with these people. Do it with the vision of working with them in the future in mind. Have that in mind when you're buying these clothes. So don't just buy them just to wear them. Buy them and create great things and great moments and memorable moments while you're wearing these things. And so like, I would buy all these brands from Rick Owens to like Louis Vuitton to Nike and all, you know, I would just go crazy. Yeah. And this is when Instagram came about. I would just use Instagram and make these different posts and just like have these different fashion posts, but I would also be wearing them within these different videos that I would make that was like just, you know, going crazy and getting viral, and people, and so that's how people would see me, and they would see like this street dance to this other music, but he's wearing
Louis V.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These brands would just be attracted to like the emotion that I can bring out of the music, but also me wearing these brands at the same time where I'm doing it. It was just like this. It was almost like a subliminal ad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how Nike approaches their ads. They don't go scream buy Nikes. You know what I'm saying? They just tell a story with these Nikes in it. You know, he just so happy to work. So that's how I kind of got the attention of the fashion world, but also just by just doing me. They respected me as an artist because I was putting out work as an artist. I was doing certain things on that level as an artist. Yeah, I was blessed enough to work with Nike and Louis Vuitton. I got to create my own capsule collection with Versace. I don't know if you knew about that, but I got my own capsule collection.
I definitely read a lot. Like I can't, well, I got a lot of my notes in here, but like I definitely remember reading that a lot about you working with these different brands.
Yeah.
Like, not just film and TV, but like brand deals and stuff.
Yeah. But a lot of it was just like me using the law of attraction, man. I'm telling you, like I told myself that I would put it out into the atmosphere. I'll wake up every morning and shout it to the heavens. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm working with this.
Are these opportunities that like do these opportunities come about from like your groundwork and you like maybe like are people just like kind of flooding your DMs? Are you reaching out? Is your agent reaching out? Like how
they're reaching out?
Okay.
Most of it has been them reaching out.
For sure.
And they've reached out because of the work that I am putting into myself.
I see.
That's why I say it's so important, just like what you're doing right now. It's so important to invest in yourself and be tunnel vision with that. Not be in tunnel vision, but like, I wouldn't say like, have that tunnel vision focus, but like, you got to be your biggest cheerleader. You got to be your biggest believer. Because ain't nobody going to believe that you can make it happen more than you. And if you don't believe at that level, then nobody else will. And if you got something that you want to say with what you're doing, you got to try to say that at the highest level you can. And that takes investment in yourself. A lot of people don't want to invest time or money into themselves, and that's needed. Both is needed.
Sure is.
Like I had to invest a lot of money in a lot of different works that I've put out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not knowing what it was gonna bring.
Yeah. Not even knowing if this is gonna bring somebody.
But you can't come with that. You gotta come with I need to get this art out of me.
Absolutely.
And it has to happen. I need to get this out. Or it's just gonna kill me on the inside if I don't.
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer that like, you know, the money will come. If you already have that,
the opportunities will come.
Yeah. True.
And when you're ready for those opportunities, the money will come. Follow. You know what I'm saying? So
but
like
build it on a good foundation.
You're automatically attracting that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you're building on a great foundation and you being
that's not the
strong-minded about what you want to do, and you're like, I'm going to make this happen. It's going to happen.
For sure.
You're putting it out into the world. You're putting it out into the atmosphere that you're going to do this, and you're telling your brain that I'm making this happen regardless of whatever happens.
Absolutely.
I'm going to end up working with this person. I'm going to end up working with this. Bro, I've done that and it's happened. And to see it happen is wild. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you hear me talk about the law of attraction and how that was real to me. You know, the secret. That's real for me. That changed my life because once I learned that I can consciously do that, everything changed.
For sure.
From the way I was living to the people I was working with. I remember being on tour with my homies that's a part of the Flex dance world. Shout out to the Flexes out in New York. But I was on tour with some Flexes. Yeah. And we started our own little wave, our own little group called the Wavy Boys.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like or the Stani Boys on tour. And you know, Kanye and them came out with the good music group and all that stuff, and I was like, and that was heavy. You know, for us that was inspiring. It was like all these artists like Big Sean and all them on the one group, and they were just making dope music. And we saw that one music video, what was it called? Oh my God, Lamborghini Mercy. You ever seen that music video?
Absolutely.
So that Mercy video, and the way it was shot, but the way it was shot.
Oh yeah.
And the aura of it was just me and my homies saw
black and white. Like that was a nice touch.
We gotta be like this.
Yeah.
We gotta be at that level. And he's like, you know what? You're right. My boy started looking it up at the end at the video, like, who directed this? This is mine. They went crazy. Nabil, we gotta find him. We working with him. We all in the room like, we working with him, whether he like it or not. Yeah, we working with him at some point.
For sure.
And we ended up moving on that energy, and we kept it, and we kept that energy going. We told each other every day,
we gonna do it.
We finna be on some Nabil. Watch when he see us, we talking like we already making it happen. And lo and behold, I end up working with Nabil and meeting him in LA.
Absolutely.
And he hit me up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Say he wanted to do a shoot with me because of some other shoot that he saw that I did.
Nice.
But that was done but the law of attraction, bro. We attracted that. And I ended up working with Nabil on a James Blake music video, Overgrown. I was in that.
Nice.
So like, and then he became a good friend. And then like, so we would use, so that's something real, bro. And I did that with like the fashion world. I was like, nah, I'm working with Louis V. I'm working with these people. I'm going to do that. I ended up doing that. And it ended up happening because I stayed the course. I kept creating art, which the world is graphic. These people are, you know, that's the world that they love to live in.
Yeah.
And we are artists.
For sure.
So as long as we create at a high level, they gonna see it.
Yes, sir. I feel you. I feel you. Are there any before we get into another segment, are there any misconceptions about the commercial world, especially like dancers that's coming from like maybe like concert background or something like that? Are there any like common misconceptions, I should say?
I would say absolutely. Yeah. I think that,
like, for me, one of the most, I wouldn't say it, well, is it a misconception? Like, I guess, I don't know, like commercial dancers, they get paid a lot. Is that something to be true?
it depends.
I don't know
man.
if that's a misconception.
It depends. Like, commercial dancers can get paid a lot.
Yeah, and that's just one off the top of my head. You're very much immersed in it, so you would know more than me, like what people might say about the commercial world.
But it
not, might not be
depends.
true.
It all depends on like where you at, the level of skill you have, and who you know, man.
Yeah, because I think another misconception maybe is like, you know, a lot of the people who are very much immersed in the commercial world, like, you know, it's a lot of ego. It might be a lot of like kind of like nastiness. I think that might be a common misconception about, or maybe, I don't know.
I don't think it's a misconception as much as it is like just like that's everywhere, bro.
It sure is. Like, how did I really
It's
think
a
about
lot of
it?
truth. That's
And
everywhere.
it's the same in the concert world.
You got egoists to everything,
Yeah.
bro. You
Yeah.
got people. So like you're gonna have them in all facets, and industry is one of them. The commercial industry is one of them. You got people who are egoists, who are big egoists, and have big egos, and because they know what they can do, or they know what they bring, or they feel like they this person, and you know what I'm saying. But and they work with this person, and then you got, you know, people who are humble and people who just feel good to work with. You know what I'm saying? And you got people who are a mix of both. You gonna find them all. You're gonna find them all over the place. You know.
For sure.
I've seen them in the studio world. I've seen them in the commercial world. I've seen them in the streets. You know what I'm saying? They everywhere. I've seen them in different environments. You know, outside of dance and in the industry in general. But I think a common misconception, I would say, is a lot of people is that just the world, I guess in the classical world, they just don't understand what they gravitate towards when people see me perform, right? Like, or when they see me do the swan or something like that, right? Let's say that, or even just dance to classical music. The only reference, they're going to the closest reference in their mind to what that could possibly be that I'm doing. So even though I have a lot of classical training, you know, I've been classical trained for like 5 years.
For sure.
You don't, when I'm out there dancing to that music, yes, I'm dancing to that type of music and I'm using a certain emotion behind it, but do you see me going from here or this position to doing a pirouette to come down and doing, do you see me moving like they're like, oh my God, you have to be a ballet dancer. and it's like, yes, but then my friends get it too, who've never taken ballet, who do street dance that know how to emote well.
Yeah.
And know how to become, you know, a vessel for the music. They get it a lot too. Like my boy John Boogs, like, you have to be classically trained. And or how long have you been doing ballet or you know what I'm saying? Because this has to be some type of ballet, or because that's so there's a conception, of like what it is that I do, you know what I'm saying? And
that particular
that
style
can't be street dance. That has to be something else, because people have their own ideas of what street dance is, you know what I'm saying, in their mind. And I always have to re-educate people on that.
For sure.
In the industry, whether that be in you know, just people who just come and see a show, or people that are directors, or people that are it's all over the place in the industry, man.
For sure.
They just like, there's a common misconception of like what it is that I do, and what in the versatility of street dance, and how elastic it can be, and how that it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing, you know. So like, I always gotta re-educate people and kind of like fight for people to understand how, just like art, street dance has no bounds. Street dance is art. It's fine art. It's contemporary. It's
just like any other.
You know,
it's just like any other.
You know,
any other. What's the word?
They feel like if it's not the hip hop or rap music, then what is this thing? You know what I'm saying?
It's like any other craft. Like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly. So like,
any other discipline.
There's a misconception of like of street dance, and actually those two worlds I got to live in it. Like, a lot of street dancers have misconceptions around like choreographed dancers.
Yeah.
And in the industry, whether that be in the industry or like in the studio, like y'all, like trained dancers, like there's a common misconception of like, I would say, not misconception, but some people in the street dance world don't know how, they don't see the value of choreographed dancing.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that there's freedom in that as well. You know?
For sure.
And you can experience freedom within choreographed dancing and learning from somebody else's choreography. You can still have that experience.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I kind of got like.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm diving down like a rabbit.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You're giving me so much to work with, though, and I love it. And I don't want you to feel like that you're talking too much. Like I told you,
I told you, please.
No, it's okay,
bro.
It's okay. I just wanted to keep us on time. I want to jump into a couple, because I got a few more things that I definitely got to touch.
Yeah.
Charlie, we still good on time? Okay, cool. Yeah. So you danced and choreographed for film, and I think a couple of things that I saw. I think I saw Blind Spotting, Her. Just
I was in Her.
Just to name a couple. For you, how is it different for you dancing on stage versus dancing on film? Is there a difference?
It's not that different.
Okay.
Because like, I really bring, I mean, I'm just there to bring me. I think the only difference is technical differences. You know what I'm saying? Or differences as far as like, okay, when I'm on stage, I got this certain parameters that I can work within on stage, or I can kind of get creative with, like, you know what I'm saying, how I start, how I finish, all these other things like that. It's working with them. But when you're on film, it's like, okay, you have to be on this block, or you have to be on this, or
I see,
you know, and this is the, you know. But
when you're choreographing for a film or a TV series, like, is there any other skills that you have to develop or have to be able to bring to the table?
It's basically being a director for yourself, but in dance, but with dance. So like, when you're choreographing for like a TV show like Blind Spotting, for example, you have to understand the scene that you're choreographing. You have to understand. You have to read the script of the whole episode. Let's say we're doing episode 1, 2, and 3. We got to read the whole script for episode 1, 2, and 3. We got to understand, okay, this is the underlying narrative for the first episode. This is the underlying narrative for the second and for the third. And okay, I understand that. This is what this story is telling. This character has to explain the N-word to their son. You know what I'm saying? Or this character has to is on parole, and doesn't want to break his parole because he needs to leave he got a job, that he's making out of jail, but he needs to get home before a certain time, but they need him to stay overtime for work and he wants to do this. So how can he, so you give him a job of like, okay, we need a choreographed dance that can emote this feeling that this character's going through because he needs to make this and this and this happen, so you're giving homework basically to go back and be like, okay, cool. How does the mood of that sound? How does the mood of that scene or that the underlying narrative look?
So you really take
how does it feel?
Yeah, so you really taking into account like not just your artistic perspective, but to what the entire episode is about.
Because you're serving your job is to choreograph not just yourself and your own dance, but to choreograph something that'll bring out the power of or bring that narrative or heighten that narrative.
Yeah.
Of what the overall story is trying to tell.
Yeah, I think
so. When you're watching films or TV shows, they're telling a story, and dance is there to heighten that story that you're telling, or show it at a different perspective. So like, it's like when you see musicals and you see they get to a point where they singing and they just can't use words anymore to express how they feel, so they move to show you that expression. It's the same thing. These characters are going through certain things that they're talking about, or they have dialogue about, and it gets to a moment to where like, certain things that they can't express through just saying it to you. It's only going to reach you at a certain level, at a certain point, if they say it in a certain way. But how can they show you? How can they, how can you create this choreography where it's an extension of the emotion that this character is trying to portray? That he's going through this,
man.
You know what I'm saying? So you really got to dig into the story and just do your homework and try to bring that out the best way possible.
You have very illustrious, I hope I'm using that word right, very illustrious career, man. And it's very inspiring. It's very, very, very inspiring to hear, because I'm listening to you talk, and I'm very much, I feel like kind of like on a similar path of like wanting to just be broader, I love dance, I love ballet,
wanting to just expand,
but wanting to like jump into these worlds of collaboration and film and just everything, like I just love hearing you speak about like the timeline of how your career went. I read somewhere else that you was a judge on So You Think You Could Dance.
Yeah, I was a guest judge.
How was that experience?
That was cool. I knew that was back when, it was Nigel and it was Lithgow and it was Mary.
Yeah.
That was a cool experience.
Sure.
But they respected me as a dancer. Like I said, I was in LA. I was making waves in LA. Everybody, it was a point where like people just knew the name Lil Buck. I made it like a pretty much household name in dance, as far as like, especially out there in LA, and like a lot of people just respected what I was doing.
Yeah.
And what I was bringing to the dance community, and what I was bringing, to that arts in general of dance. And they brought me on to be a special guest, and that was cool. I think I was in Atlanta. They brought me in when I think it was actually in Atlanta.
Dope.
And that was a great experience at a young age. I got to that was my first experience judging dance.
For sure.
And I see how hard it is to do something like that.
Yeah.
To just watch dance for hours and just be, the fate of those dancers are in your hands.
Yeah.
And you just having but it was a dope experience doing that.
Super.
And what's crazy is I had a friend that was a roommate of mine that was a dancer, and he changed my perspective of like the energy I should give.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would say, like, because when I was younger, I just wanted to dance and I just wanted to be raw and show people how raw I was.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was at this level, and I didn't see I was at this level, I knew I was at this level, but I was still I thought I had to prove I still was trying to prove something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
like, it was this one moment that happened. I remember where like, I wanted to enter this competition to win this money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was like a dance competition for like $500 or something like that was being held by like Carrie. Like he works the carnival, this thing called Carnival, choreographer's ball.
Okay.
And it was the after party. He had this like dance competition for $500. I was like, man, I want to enter that, man. I need to. I'm gonna smoke everybody. He was like, and my homie's like, bro, look and see who's in this dance competition right now, bro. Of course you gonna win. I would say 1, but 2, do you really want to enter this dance competition, bro?
Kind of like
he's
like
to the point,
said,
like, you know what you should be doing, bro? You should be judging this dance competition.
Yeah.
Why you thinking about being in it? You good enough to judge this type of dance competition.
For sure.
So when Carrie asked me to be in it, he made me think about it. And I was like, I was going to say, yeah, I want to get in there because I want that $500. And then I was like, nah, I'm good at being in it. And then Carrie's like, oh, you mind being one of the judges of it? And then my homie looked at me like,
like, bro, I told you.
And then I was like, all right. But that's when I knew, like, it's different. It's not just, you know, it's different types of value that you get, you know. There's that. And I'm
gonna try to like bring us in a little bit. We were having we had a couple of conversations off camera, so I like this is the part where I'm trying to just like relate back to some of that kind of stuff. With everything that you've accomplished, in your own words, how would you define your success, or success period for that matter? With everything you like I said, you have a very illustrious resume, and you've done a lot. You've worked with a lot of people, and a lot of people to like, you know, behind the camera or looking at you or hearing you speak about this stuff would say like, yeah, he's made it. But like, according to you, and like taking all that stuff into consideration, like how would you define success?
Success is in the eye of the beholder, man. It's what you make it. Because my success might be the biggest success for somebody that somebody else wants to accomplish, but then I'm just getting started. You know what I'm saying? My success for me is being able to build, you know, generational wealth for my family.
Absolutely.
It's not just working with this artist or this artist or this artist, to be able to build generational wealth for my family, and not just financial wealth, but mental health, wealth and mental health.
Are there any accomplished
and in healing?
Absolutely. Are they? Sorry.
Yeah.
I sorry.
But that's it. That's what success is to me. And
gotcha.
I'm using my, you know, my career path to, you know, bring opportunities that'll help me get there. You know, that's it.
What are there any accomplishments that you like hold near and dear to you personally? Like anything that like that you can remember or think of, a performance or a time period that like still kind of holds like a significant like place in your heart? Like, had I not done this or made this decision or did that show, like I wouldn't be here today. Is there any like experiences that you hold in your heart like that?
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't a dance experience or performance or anything like that, though. It was a life experience.
For sure.
It's usually life experiences that do that to you. But
absolutely.
Like, for me, like I said, I was growing up and I was hanging around like, you know, gangbangers and all that stuff like that. But I was also dancing. And I think it was a point where God wanted to, you know, just put in front of me like, all right, you're going to have to choose. You can't have both.
That's how I normally.
And I had a certain instance that like I was at school, and this is crazy because now that I think about it, it's bringing like a lot of stuff back around. I was in school and, you know, I was being the bad me. But there was this guy that wanted to fight or something like that. He had just transferred. He's from this other neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up bringing, and I'm like, what's up? We just don't know who with me here. You know? So like, we got that going on. But then I had homies that's about it. They ready to ride. You know what I'm saying? So like, and we never been scared. But like, there's also this other thing that I had to do that same day. And I had to go to this rehearsal for this performance for this church. And it was a big deal for it was a big deal for my family. It was a big deal for like a lot of people that was a part of it. And but I feel like also it was I don't know, I feel like it was a crossroads moment that happened with me as far as like, all right, cool. This guy, he ended up bringing like a bunch of people out of school, and I got my homies at school that's ready to ride. And this thing about to happen after school, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what you gonna do? You gonna partake in the, you gonna stay, you gonna keep that foot in the streets, or you gonna come over and just, or go to this rehearsal, you know what I'm saying? Just like for a church performance.
Yeah.
So it was something that you could easily brush off. Like, man, that church, we got other rehearsals that I can come to, man. I'm finna handle this business, man. He ain't finna hold me, you know what I'm saying?
Knowing,
so it's like, I had to make a choice. And I think that choice, you know, and my boys was outside ready to ride. They like, what you gonna do, Buck? What you gonna do? Because usually I'll just be like, what's up, man?
Yeah.
But like,
when you turn down no fades.
But like, and they know that. Like, my cousin was there too, Miles. And then, man, because he was helping me choreography. He was like, I'm with you, whatever you want to do. But I thought about it and I looked at it, and it was weird how it happened, because it was crazy, bro. It was crazy outside. But
you made the right decision. You didn't want
I felt like, you know what? Something's pulling me to go to this rehearsal.
I know it.
I know I'm gonna be good here with my boys. They ain't nothing crazy finna happen with them in there, because they with it.
Yeah.
And I know they got my back, but like,
I definitely know that feeling.
Something was pulling me towards doing this.
When you gotta come to that,
because my brain was like, bro, is it really worth it though to do this when you got this thing that you trying to make happen? Which one? I feel like my conscience was telling me, like, this is it, bro. This either this or this.
Yeah.
Pick one.
I think I definitely have.
And I feel like I was like, you know what? I was like, nah, bro. I'm good, bro. If y'all want to handle that, I ain't worried about dude. I'm about to go to this rehearsal, da-da-da. He was like, and then everybody was looking at me like, what?
It'd be like, it'd be like,
bro. And then my cousin was like, all right, we out. Let's go.
Yeah, it'd be a point, man. It'd be a point where, like, I feel like I can't think of anything off the top, but I do, that feeling does resonate with me when it's like you come to a point and you got to make a decision on whether or not, like, this thing that you have that you know is going to kind of lead you in the right direction, you know it's going to lead you to the things that you probably dream and think of, like when you come to that decision, when you got to make that decision, or you want to kind of continue to almost, dare I say, like kind of be mediocre or like not live to your fullest potential. Like there is a click moment.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens for some of us, and I feel like I just resonate with that feeling a lot.
Absolutely,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah. And I feel like that was the moment for me, because after that, everything changed. I started to just I started to really prioritize that. It was like, all right, that was my decision. And it was for a church performance, bro. It ain't like I'm finna perform for like, it wasn't like a real, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was at the same time, though. I feel like God put that in front of me as like, this might be something you might not think too much about. Yeah. But I'm going to put this here for you, because it's a part of a bigger step that you want to take with you.
Absolutely.
And this is something that you living right now that you just, your ego won't let you let go. So, like, which one you going to pick? This little thing over here, or this thing over here that, you know what I'm saying?
And they gonna get you.
And so I went over to that side, and ever since then I've been choosing the arts first.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And my life just unfolded the way it did.
Do you feel any pressure to outdo yourself?
Yes, absolutely, of course, always. I feel like all of us do, bro.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's healthy competitive nature that I have with myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like how Michael Jordan always talked about, like, competing with himself, you know what I'm saying? Or using himself as that motivational, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always feel like, okay, cool. I can't just be stagnant with, like, riding this wave out. That's why, like, as much as I love performing a swan, like thank God I made the blueprint for that performance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because and not choreograph that whole thing, because I can't imagine just personally if I was to choreograph that whole number and it's the same exact thing, and I've been doing that for like 30 years, 20 something years, you know what I'm saying? And like that still being something that, I mean,
amazing performance.
But that'll make me feel like, man, I need to create, like, what's wrong with you, Buck? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I made the swan that way where it has that, where it can, like I said, where it can evolve with me as I grow, so I won't get tired of that. But like, for me, I feel like I always got to out, that's why I rarely put works out. And that's something I'm working with right now.
Okay.
We all go through this.
Yeah.
Where like you want to put out the most perfect thing, but I always got to remind myself that nope, you just got to do it, bro.
Yeah.
No matter what level it's at, put your art out, because the longer you sit on it, when you put that vision out, when you put that out into the atmosphere, it's out there in the cloud.
And some visions have a shelf life.
Come down on somebody else's cloud.
Yeah, I was about to say some visions have like a shelf life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like you can't hold out.
And it can be like you done set on this idea for so long that it ain't even relevant.
Yeah.
Or somebody else, it might fall on somebody. That idea might fall on somebody else, and they might end up doing it.
For sure.
Then you looking like, that person did it, and then he getting all type of praise that you could have did it better. And it's too late now.
What does the next phase of your career look like for you?
I think the next phase of my career is I'm very interested in getting into the film side of things.
Dope.
Like producing and acting. I'm very interested in that, but I'm also interested in teaching.
For sure.
And I think, well, you said career. So I would say just like, acting, producing, and educating.
For sure.
It's something that I found I'm very passionate about. And those are like, acting is another dream of mine, like a little dream that I got to make happen for that.
And I ain't even got to be no lead actor.
You
just
know what
maybe
I'm saying?
extra or something.
Yeah, and it's something that I enjoy doing outside of dance, and it's something that doesn't have as much of a toll on your body like dance do.
That's right.
To have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Longevity in. So that producing, I've been producing like, me and my partner John Booth, we produce our own short films under the Movement Art Is umbrella. We got a company called MAI, Movement Art Is. We produced a tour called Love Heals All Wounds. We were producing short films under that umbrella, such as like Am I a Man and Color of Reality, where we were painted and we were touching on different social issues and things like that. And we're working on producing our own, like we're working on feature films right now. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Under MAI. So like producing, I want to eventually really get into directing. I think I'm getting into that right now as far as like directing my own works. And yeah, those three things: acting, producing, directing. But yeah,
for sure.
I think in educating, those are some of the things I'm really passionate about and that I've learned that I fell in love with. Like I didn't know I was going to love educating, people in Memphis, Jookin, and teaching as much as I as I do, so like, I want to do, so I really found a passion behind like teaching workshops and just educating people because I've become really good at it. So like,
gotcha.
Yeah, those are some of the things I really, want to move towards.
I got a couple more, just like one or two more questions, and then I got some fun segments I want to get into, and then we're just gonna wrap up. One of the things that I felt like was really important, we get into your career, we talk about all your accomplishments and stuff. How does Lil Buck, how does Chuck, how does Chuck take care of his mind and his body, and how has he done it? Like over the period of time he's been a professional.
Yeah. Over the period of time. All right. So younger Chuck, younger Lil Buck, I would say I've physically, as a dancer,
physically and mentally, like how do you take care
and mentally? Yeah. So physically,
to
keep myself going, like with longevity. Man, I won't stress this enough. Stretching, having warm-ups and cool downs, bro. As a dancer, going a long way.
Yeah.
And your longevity. And for me, I move in such a unique way that I have to create different exercises for longevity for my body. Like I do what I call like ankle ups, where I like, cause I put a lot of weight on my ankle being inverted, so I kind of like do like push ups with it.
Yeah.
Like I'll hold on to something and I just like strengthen my knees and my ligaments and stuff like that.
For sure.
In
For sure.
different ways that people normally wouldn't. So like I have that whole side where I'm doing yoga, you know what I'm saying? Doing yoga with my wife, doing Pilates, doing
Dude.
you know, that wellness as far as like that physical self-care, but like mentally, man, sleep and meditation.
For sure.
Sleep is so important.
Yeah.
Like I never really truly understood how important sleep was.
For sure. For sure.
And to hear athletes say that as well, like Shohei Ohtani, like that's the Dodgers, like how much, you know, he really stressed and emphasizes like getting good sleep, and like different people that I look up to, you know what I'm saying, different athletes I look up to. Sleep is so important, man.
For sure. I got
So
you.
just being, honestly, it's simple for me, man. Being well rested, making sure I'm, you know, taking care of my body, like physical therapy, things like that, you know, to increase my longevity, and you know, my mental health space, my mental space, as far as like just meditating. And I don't know if you have ever heard of Thich Nhat Hanh.
I have not.
Thich Nhat Hanh is Thich Nhat Hanh was I think he was like a monk, but he had a practice called walking meditation that he would do. And I knew somebody who studied under Thich Nhat Hanh, Sister Peace, and she taught me this walking meditation and how to do it, and how like it and that became something that's so good for me, bro. That I just like to practice all the time, and it helps me with just my patience. It helps me with just like, you know, get into a flow state and centering myself. Like it's basically just you're walking. Every step you take has intention and has love and has gratitude. So imagine walking at a very normal pace. You're not rushing yourself. You're taking your time, and you're just walking. And every step has an intention, but has the care, as if you're walking on top of a small little flower, and you don't want to crush that flower.
Right.
Every time you walk over that flower, you want that flower to just come back, you know, kind of bounce back up after you walk over it.
That's
so
crazy.
Walking with such a care like that, and intention like that, and gratitude for life, and doing that for long periods of time. Like my first time doing a walking meditation was with Sister Peace, and then after she taught me that, I did it in the airport.
Nice.
Where I got off of a flight, and I just, it's wild when you do it and you just see how fast the world is moving around you.
Yeah.
And like how it kind of slowed my mental space down. It kind of slowed me down and just like helped me really like, and that practice of continued gratitude for yourself and for life I don't know, it just did so much for me, bro.
It's beautiful.
You should try it one day.
No, you know what? Like now that you kind of mentioned it, I think I probably have been doing it, but just not consciously like knowing like the name of it. I think one more than even like when I'm on my way to class or whatnot, you know, I'm always thinking to myself like walk light. You know, like how you said, like when you like each step you take is like as if like there's a delicate flower under your foot. Like, you know, our bodies go through so much. So like instead of waking up, like I'm trying to instill in myself, you know, when I'm on my way to class and I'm making my daily trot or whatever, most of the time I'll have the thought of, ugh, I'm tired, my legs hurt, I don't want to do this. But as of lately, I'll say maybe like, you know, especially starting this year and maybe a little bit like during like our Christmas break, I had been thinking like, you know, like you very much like you said, like when you take these steps, be more intentional about these steps, and take them with love, like take care of your body
and with gratitude. Like imagine like we've gotten to places that a lot of people aren't blessed enough to be in,
for sure,
believe it or not.
Absolutely.
So like when I do these walking meditations and I'm stepping and I'm walking with gratitude in each and every step, I'm being thankful for something every time I take a step.
That part.
And I do it until I get to my destination.
Yeah.
So like that can, you know what I'm saying? But like when you're doing it and you're intentional in your gratitude, you know, you think about like, even if you're hurting at the moment, like if you feeling certain body pains, why am I feeling this pain? I'm grateful for this pain that I'm feeling, because it's a part of the journey that I've taken and the work that I put to get here to this place where I can have this blessing of being able to have a career doing what I love, because not everybody has that opportunity. So I'm grateful for that. You know, and then,
absolutely.
But and then you just think of these different things that you're grateful for and that you have gratitude for, and then even life itself and just being able to walk. Yeah, it'll get down to that, and then it'll become you'll be in it. And then eventually you'll get to this meditative state because of this continued gratification.
What's the name of the practice again?
Walking meditation.
Walking meditation.
Thich Nhat Hanh.
Okay.
Thich Nhat Hanh. Yeah, I'll give you I'll show you how to spell it, and please look it up. But like,
so we're gonna wrap up. I got 2 segments that I want, and actually these ones are short. You know, we definitely dove into like the meat of everything I feel like I've wanted to cover. And Dance Family, if you have any questions, any comments, anything you would like to know, like I said, follow us on our platform, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Movement Mic. Just make sure you stay locked in with us. I have a lightning round kind of segment where I'm just going to throw some questions at you, and I just want you to try to sum up your answer in, like, if need be, just one sentence.
Let's do it.
But if you could think of like one word, a couple words, but like it's really just the first thing that comes to your mind.
All right.
Yeah. So a couple questions. Here we go.
Yeah.
One moment in your career you'll never forget.
First thing that comes to mind.
First thing to come to mind.
Oh my God. Come to mind something. My mind's blank right now. Okay, the Apple commercial. The Apple commercial I did. I'll never forget that opportunity. I'll never forget that.
For sure. One brand or artist collab that surprised you.
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky, for sure. One piece of advice you wish you had heard earlier.
Piece of advice I wish I heard earlier. If not you, then who?
If not you, then who? Okay, I like that. Favorite city to dance in?
Memphis.
Memphis, for sure. What's exciting to you right now?
What's exciting to me is...
Right now, current day.
Current day. Being able to talk about dance.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
One dance move you can't live without.
The hand wave.
For sure. If dance had no limits, what would be your dream collaboration?
My dream collaboration would be... Oh, wow. If dance had no limits, my dream collaboration would be to dance in Bolivia on the salt flats of Salar de Uyuni with... Oh my God. Shoot. Who would lightning round, lightning. I guess with myself.
Okay, and the last one, what's one thing that people don't know about you?
What's one thing people don't know about me? Okay. Okay. Y'all gonna be grossed out by this. When I was growing up, I was so poor that we only had we was blessed enough to have one cartoon channel, and we used to watch, this is back when I lived in my grandma's basement, we used to watch, I don't know if y'all know who Speedy Gonzalez is.
Speedy Gonzalez.
It's like a little cartoon, that's probably before your time. Speedy Gonzalez. He's like this little, I don't know what kind of rodent he was, but he used to yell, Epa, I'm gonna Epa. Like this little Mexican rodent. He used to run around like at the speed of like choo, choo, choo. You know what Speedy Gonzalez is? You ever heard of Speedy Gonzalez?
Of course.
See? You with me?
That's my man Charlie back in the...
I used to watch Speedy Gonzalez when I was a little kid, growing up in my grandma's basement. And because we didn't have toys, we didn't have anything. So like, I wanted to run around like Speedy Gonzalez. I wanted to run around fast like him. We had this gas tank You know this little tank of gas people carry with them, like in case you. So we had that full of gas, and my little dumb tail was like, I wonder if I drink gas, if it would make me go faster, like the cars. So I took a squig of gas, and I started running around the house like, Hippa. And I was like, I ain't going fast enough. And I took another squig. And
Oh my God.
And I started running around the house like crazy. So I took like 3 squigs of actual gasoline when I was a little kid. And I ran around the house. And and nobody knows this about me, but this is when I learned I had an angel on my shoulder because nothing ever happened to me. And then when I got older and I remembered that I did this, I was in science class and my science teacher, Mr. Northern, and I asked him one day, I said, can you die from drinking gasoline? He's like, what kind of dumb question is that? Of course you can. And I was just like, I have an angel on my shoulder. That's something nobody ever known about me.
Okay.
So like,
we got an exclusive on the moving mic.
Exclusive.
Okay.
I wanted to run fast, and I did what I thought it took to do it. So follow your dreams, children.
For sure.
But be careful.
That's crazy. Man, Lil Buck, man. Thank you so much. The last, very, very last thing, like I said, it won't take long. Very popular segment, I feel like, amongst a lot of podcasts is Mount Rushmore. Now, if you could have your Mount Rushmore of inspirations, they could be dancers, art, different kind of artists, entertainers, what have you, doesn't matter. What is Lil Buck's Mount Rushmore of dancers?
How many is on the Mount Rushmore?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. You ain't the only person.
Yeah. I'm being real.
You're not the only
So,
person. Yeah.
Mount Rushmore of dancers.
Yeah, you get 4 of
I get 4 of them.
Yeah, people who have really played an important role in your career and in your life.
I would say only 4. Dang, that's crazy.
I know, right? Everybody has the same reaction.
So I would say Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
I would say Mariko Flake, Dr. Rico.
Dr. Rico, for sure.
I would say,
shout out Dr. Rico.
Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Absolutely.
And I would say one more. Who is it?
Mikhail Baryshnikov. Let me just say, I wouldn't expect him to be on your Mount Rushmore.
Well, we didn't get into it, but I've done work with Baryshnikov as well.
For sure.
In the fashion world.
Part 2,
y'all.
Yeah.
But he's dope to work with too. I love that.
I bet.
Yeah, so Michael, Dr. Rico, Baryshnikov, and that's messed up. Only 4. I would say
I give you an honorable mention. So you got your Mount Rushmore.
Pivotal, and we talking pivotal people.
Yeah, pivotal people. And people who played like if this person wasn't in my life, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today.
Okay, if you're gonna put it that way, I would say of dancers, right?
Dancers, entertainers. We'll keep it on the
Let's keep it dancers, artists or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. Michael, Rico, Baryshnikov. I don't know now if we talking like pivotal in my life, like as far
it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that.
Baryshnikov, I would say I'll keep him up there. He was goated. He pushed me to be goated mentally, like in my brain. Like I was like, if I ain't dancing at this level, then what am I doing?
For sure.
But and I would say Taryn Cook. Shout out to Taryn Cook. She's the artistic director of a Grindhouse 901 / Subculture Royalty.
For sure.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been introduced to none of this.
Absolutely.
I feel like.
Absolutely.
So like
Taryn.
Yes.
Taryn Cook. Shout out
Miss Cookie. Shout out to Miss Cook.
Thank you.
So I would say yes. I would say with an honorable mention.
You got an honorable mention. You got one more.
With an honorable mention to.
Don't make nobody mad now.
Hey, I'm just letting you know, there's more than one. With an honorable mention to my mama,
absolutely,
who's not a dancer, but my mama,
shout out moms,
who was there for all of it. To my partner John Bugs,
Yeah.
who thought like me and was showing me I wasn't the only person that's thinking like this as far as like elevating dance.
For sure.
And I would say
It's a Lil Buck, so he.
Gino,
Yeah. For sure.
the legendary Jooker that I was inspired and it's inspired by when I seen him move, like with his flexibility and all that stuff. He showed me that I could do it too. So like honorable mentions to those three. And I would just say after that, there's so many people. You told me to name four, and I named four, and there you go.
Thank you.
But thank you for having me, man.
Nah, Lil Buck, I want to thank you.
I appreciate it.
It's like you know, at the end of each part, I always like to show my appreciation. I know that the artists that I bring on, I know they have schedules, I know they have lives, I know they got families, I know they got things to do, and for artists to take the time out to be on my platform and feel comfortable and to just express themselves and express themselves freely, it means a great deal to me. It makes me feel like that what I'm doing is something right. What I'm doing is definitely for the culture, it's for the community, and I really hope that people watch this and people feel inspired and take something from it. You know what I mean? You're a big name in this industry, and here on the Movement Mic, we just want to highlight that, and we want to bring that to life, and we want to do that with so many more artists in the future. So again,
I appreciate that.
I want to thank you. Yes. I want to
and
thank you.
I want you to know, like, what you doing. Like, I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I want you to keep going at it. I hope you keep going at it. This is something that's definitely, I want you to understand that, like, for me, I would dance, and I'm such a performer, and I love to perform, and I love to dance, even if it's just one person in that crowd, or three people, or 500, or 1,000, or more. If I can inspire one person, or I can, bring value to one person's life,
Yes,
that will change their life, or make them feel like, dang, I need to be on that level. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That, that's going to multiply. You know what I'm saying? That's going to spread. That type of energy and attention and passion that you put in that is going to, sprout. And that means something to me when I can be able to add that value to people's lives. And
absolutely.
And this is the same with this. You know what I'm saying? You creating a platform for somebody, even if it's like 2 people that see this, even if it's 5 people that see this, if it adds value to somebody's life, like, do it because you're passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? You're passionate about really being these stories being told.
Absolutely.
As a dancer, because you understand from the movement perspective that, we don't get a chance to tell these stories and how valuable it is. Like, I've learned a lot from talking to you today, and I'm sure it was vice versa.
Absolutely.
Somebody,
and the viewers is gonna learn a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, no matter who sees it, no matter how many people see it. So like, I would say thank you for this. Thank you for creating this platform for us. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And I'll be ready to come back for round 2 because I didn't get into the foundation.
We really,
but we're gonna talk about it.
Say less.
I'm gonna come back in April and we're gonna talk. We're gonna get into part 2 about it. So thank you so much, man.
Absolutely.
It's been beautiful being a part of the Movement Mic. Yeah.
Thank you, Dance family. We gonna wrap it up right there, man. That's Lil Buck for you. We want to just encourage and continue to tell the whole dance family to just stay locked in with us. I'm really trying to build something for the community that I want the whole dance family to be a part of. If you're not in tune, like I keep saying, subscribe to the YouTube channel at The Movement Mic. Please follow us on platforms like Instagram and TikTok at The Movement Mic. Comment, let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know what you feel like should be talked about. This platform is for all dancers of any color, shape, sizes, doesn't matter. We just want you to be heard, and we want to advocate. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm gonna just keep saying it. Stay locked in with us. Keep supporting. Show your love. Like, comment, subscribe at the YouTube channel at The Movement Mic. All platforms at The Movement Mic. Remember, this is your mic, your movement. Peace.
Peace.
This episode has been partially sponsored by Boulder Bodywear. Boulder Bodywear has everything dancers need, from leotards to ballet shoes and everything in between. Need point shoes? Their expert fitters offer personalized fittings in their Lafayette, Colorado boutique, or dancers can get the same expertise from home with a virtual fitting appointment. Boulder Bodywear has offered dancers personalized service since 1987. If you want to find out more information, please visit boulderbodywear.com.